I think we're streaming. I might be a minute early. How's everybody doing? I'll try to. I'm here by myself right now, but Kim will be here. She's on her way. I just talked to her on the phone, and we got a new camera here. The Not completely happy with the contrast and everything, but I think she's going to come here and work it out. And can everybody hear me? Because I didn't have any sound, and I think I have sound worked out. So if somebody could tell me if I have sound. Wow, we got some people here. X and Spec and Dean Stevenson and Patrick Sullivan and Dana Dreams Garage, Tavo, Buddy Carfano, Inspector Bruce, Colby Queso. Trying to make this thing scroll. Let's see, Lester LeSabre. Hey, Lester LeSabre. Did those dimensions help you? Oh, and I missed the Tony and Scott thing. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. And Hippie Long was here earlier, but I don't know if he's still here. You're what? Yeah, Dean. Okay. So you can hear me. So, yeah, I'm working with the lights a little bit, like that No Name Nationals banner back there. We put it up on the Studebaker, which I like, but with the other camera, it was, it's actually not that bright light back there, and it is like washed out. So, I don't know. Kim will mess with the colors a little bit on this because we swapped cameras. Mexican Spit says, okay, Buff, Tony told us you are bringing him an engine for live tomorrow night. Oh, I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't know if he wanted any advance notice. But yeah, we're headed down there tomorrow. He bought a 440 Chrysler up here, and we went and picked it up for him. And it's actually really close to where we live. So we went and picked it up and got it all tied down in Kim's van, and we're heading down there. I think we may take two cars. We may take her van and take the Zed sled because he hasn't seen it, and it'd just be kind of fun to take it on a trip. And then we have two vehicles with tools, you know. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's his night with Dr. Art working on an engine or something. So Kim and I will be there as well. And yeah, that'll be an interesting thing because I haven't been live with him in years. So it'll be a fun thing. Put the engine in the trunk of the Z7. Yeah, then that'll really get Dean Stevenson upset because I'll have a 440 in my 440 Chrysler in my Z7. Or Z sled. Pop Tart, how you doing? Good evening. Kim will be here. She just isn't here right now. I talked to her on the phone, and I think she's on her way. She said she was on her way, and she's not stopping anywhere on any more places. So yeah, we got actually she has a Ford van with a 440 in it now, but it's oh man. And then Kim bought a 727, and of course it's heavy, and the torque converter's heavy, and what else? We took the engine hoist with us, and we had the 440 in it, so her van was pretty heavy coming home. The car will decide if she stops anywhere. Oh yeah, she's got her. She's in the Dart. I asked her to let me know if when she was taking off. Let me know if you got any problems, or let me know if you got there okay. And I don't know. In about 5 minutes, she sent me a picture of the Dart sitting in a parking lot. So I guess she got there. Indirect, how you doing? We got some people here tonight. I'm not sure what we're doing yet, but I kind of got an idea. What I want to do is change the oil on this on the sled and get the oil drain plug leaks. I hope it's just the little gasket down there, and I hope it's not stripped. We don't know. Mexican Spec says, I was number one the whole live with Tony and Scott. I worked hard at that. Any more deliveries? Man, Mexican Spec, you put up that that Javelin. Man, what a nice car that is. I looked at all the pictures and everything, and I know, and you saw my comment, I'm sure. That's one of the nicest cars you've ever had up there. Let's see. Mexican Spec says, unfortunately, no. The guy that had me find him a VW Ormiga, I'm not sure what that is. Ormiga, isn't answering my messages. He said after the weekend of the 4th, but nothing yet. I don't know what that vehicle is, and I can't be looking stuff up. Talos says, I don't do Tony's lives now. Reasons. Well, I'll be on his live tomorrow, and so will Kim, and so will uh, Dr. Hart, I guess. But remember that beige AMC Matador AMX? Well, it's the same owner. Oh man, that's another car I really liked when I was buying this, but I just didn't get enough money for my crashed car, so I had to stay within my limits. I you don't know how bad I wanted that blue Mustang. Oh well. I was on. I don't know. I guess Mexican Spec was there. I was on the live with AHRA last night. Somebody's texting me. Oh, so I don't remember what I was going to say. Got distracted with the text or something. Somebody's saying something to me. Sent a photo. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Well, I don't have my good. I don't have my other. I don't have all the stuff set up that we do at. Trying to make this work. Okay, it's going to be like this. Can anybody see that? That is, which way am I told it? That is the, whatever that thing is, Volkswagen Omega. It's a front-wheel drive little truck only made in Mexico. Or you were saying Mustang. Yeah, Mexican Spec had a Mustang for sale. And I really liked that thing. But I was working with money I got for a wrecked Mazda. And it just didn't pay me enough to buy that car. So sadly, I didn't get it. I got this one. This is a pretty good car anyway, but it was made only in Mexico for a couple of years. It's still for sale. Oh, the Mustang, and the other one you have is that 74. What I call a Matador, but you call it a. Well, you used to have up there Matador AMX. Don't you call it a Rambler or something, or a VAM, AMX? I think looks just like a 74 Matador to me. That was a pretty nice car too. The Omega has a Type 1 Beetle engine. It's under the driver. It will be weird to drive. Yeah, that's really weird because that's a rear engine under the front seat. Yep. Yes, Buff. It would be a Rambler Classic. Yeah, that's like names out of the '60s for here. And in '74 they were calling that a Rambler Classic. Yeah, that's one of the only two new cars I bought. I bought a '74 Matador. I was 20 years old then, but I bought a '74 Matador, and then I bought the Mazda. Oh, and it's called a Rambler Matador Down Under. Has does yours, Tavo, have those big headlights facing straight out, like really sloped hood with a couple of big bug eyes out there? I didn't like the looks of that car at first, and after I started looking at it, seeing what the shape of the rear fenders and the shape of the whole car, it's like, man, I started liking that thing, you know. enough that I went and I bought one. I bought one. It was a bright red one, and that was right when the first problem with all the gasoline and the cost and everything went way up. So I bought a 6-cylinder, but I had a friend bought another one with a 360 in it. His got better fuel economy than mine did, so maybe I bought the wrong engine, you know. Tommy Hanlon's here from Dublin. How you doing? Ari's here. Hey, how you doing? Turbo Del Campo. Yeah, it might end up being Turbo Kim because she wants to turbo that Dart, and I really don't want to turbo the 6-cylinder that I have. I suppose I could, you know. And then on the live last night uh, with Shane Polito, he's talking about putting nitrous on this. I don't know. I just want to drive it the way it is until I'm ready to put the V8 in it. Then I'll change it. In the meantime, it's a good running car. It drives so nice with the front end straightened out with no looseness up there. And use the steering wheel like this, and it reacts. It's so nice compared to where it was when I got it. When I got it, the brakes didn't work right. They stopped the car barely. The steering was all loose. Didn't run perfectly, you know. And right now, it's running really, really well. Drove it some more. Haven't had any problems with it. So, Harry says I caught some of that. You guys were talking thermodynamics, and it was very cool. Oh yeah, a couple of engineers talking. Except mine was all aerodynamics and structural engineering for aircraft, and his is all automotive stuff. Well, it's steam. I didn't know he was into steam engines that much, but steam and then automotive. Pop-Tart. I buy flex fuel. I don't use regular gasoline anymore. I put flex fuel in everything I own, even what a tractor lawnmower. Indrek, super chill to listen to you. Indrek, were you on last night at? I don't remember all who was there. See what was strange when I was there. Uh, he asked if anybody wanted to be on, so I wrote him an email, and then I said to Kim, "Hey, how fast can you get the studio set up? Because all the lights are off in there and everything's shut down." Well, she didn't have the what do you call it? The thing set up so you could have two people. I can't think what that's called. So she had to set that up very quickly, and I was surprised it even got working. The bad thing was I couldn't see the chat. So the only chat I could see was what he brought up on the screen. So that was a little weird. So I didn't know who all was in there. Hendrick says, also your travel talks. Really? You know, I could talk about a lot of things places I went, things I did, but I don't know if that's, I never really thought anybody'd be interested in that. Tim's here. Good evening. Let's get the party started. Yeah, Kim will be here soon. She's up in town. She's driving back in the dark. Harry says, that's a fascinating concept you guys are talking about with the steam taking on cold water with a double venturi. What was the word you used for it? Convergent ducts and divergent ducts. Is that what you were talking about? Mexican specs it. Oh, Harry says, Mexican spec, the cat is loud and fat, same as always. Yeah, you got to start doing some videos with the cat. Luis, hey, how you doing? Come on, guys. Drew, come on, guys. After him. It'll be long. Will. Hee. What did I miss? Okay, Pop-Tart. I have quite a few cars, old ones too, and I use Flue fuel because it only costs $240. Oh, where is this? That's the flex fuel? The flex fuel is only $240 here. Flex fuel, yeah, it's a little less, but it's not a lot less. It might be about $240 here. But I don't have anything that'll use that. You're talking about like E85. Yeah, I don't have anything that'll run on E85 right now. I suspect since December we lost the wife's cat and 2 dogs. Whoa. Sorry to hear that. We have 3 cats left and 2 more dogs. Yeah, when you do your videos out there in the back with the cars, I see cats under the cars walking around. Louis says, I'm waiting for Kim. Still waiting. Oh, she'll come popping in here. Flexfield, I'm sorry. Yeah, I figured that out. Convergent, divergent ducts. Yes. We'll see a divergent duct. You get higher pressure and lower velocity, and a convergent duct, that's like going from big to small, you get less pressure and higher velocity. So you can really that's how a jet engine works. It controls the pressure and the speed of the air going through there. And an extreme example would be a compressor. You've got high velocity coming from the compressor into a big tank, which is a giant divergent duct. So all of a sudden you have no velocity and you have huge pressure. So if you want to remember which is which, you could always remember it just by thinking about a compressor hose going in and a compressor tank. And Olive's here. Good evening. Let's see here, Luis. Yeah, we're waiting for Kim. I could text her, but I don't want to test her while she's driving. That'd be long. I think Flex is 110 obtained or octane. I don't know. That's right. We started using it on an older Honda, and then we started using it for everything. Doesn't matter if it's a generator. We use Flex Fuel because it's dirt cheap. You know, when I was out in Arizona, just about everybody running the sand rails out there, and just over the border in California, there's sand dunes out there, and there's big events with all the sand rails out there. Most of those people are running E85. Of course, they gotta fatten it up. They gotta make it richer, but they can get more power out of it. Here's Kim calling me. That's not a good sign. What's going on? Hey, Kim.
Hey, I'm at the house. Do you need anything before I come up?
Well, everybody's in here waiting on you. They're tired of looking at me.
Shut up. I'll be here in a few minutes.
Well, they can hear you now. Okay. So you heard. That was Kim. Yeah, Glamis. That's exactly right, Ari. It's Glamis. Well, Glamis is just north of there, but yeah, it's that same thing there. Talo, my cats don't appear in videos. They're indoor plus a netted run. If they wander the neighborhood, they'd be unalived by lead in no time. Dog shows up in a few. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that in Australia. I'm done. Rewatch The Jungle Book from 1967. One of your favorite Disney movies. Harry says, Luis, you ever watch the old Treasure Island? Buddy Carpano says, my grandfather sold corn by the gallon, moonshine. Oh, man. The best moonshine I ever had was I was in Geneva, Ohio, and a friend of mine had gone to Virginia. What he said, he lived in Virginia, Rotten Edge, it sounded like Rotten Edge, North Carolina. So he went down there and came back with this big pickle jar full of moonshine. Best moonshine I ever had. And that was and it was corn. And the corn is the good stuff. The stuff made out of just sugar is just alcohol. The corn really has a good taste to it. That was in 1991 that we had that. We drank too much of it too. I wasn't feeling too good the next day. Let's see here. Oh, says Miss Kitty here doesn't appear in videos because I don't make any. Why don't you make some videos? Do some Volvo videos. The door just opened.
No.
I think Kim is here.
No, of course not.
I moved.
They threatening the mutiny if I didn't come home soon.
Oh, they're all waiting. They're all waiting. Louis said he's waiting for you. So.
Hey.
So yeah, that was on this chair. I don't know what it's for, but.
It was so I would sit a little higher when I was recording because I couldn't see quite.
Okay, let's see. Mexican Spec says we might go live on Saturday. I don't know what time yet. We'll go live on Saturday, but it'll be late at night like this. Oh, what just happened to the color? Something, or did something change? I don't know. I looked over there and it looked really funny.
It looks a little funny.
Louis says, Kim, oh. What?
I don't know. Funny. It looks funny.
Yeah. See, and the color balance isn't quite right.
Well, let's see if we can.
Kim's gonna mess with the color balance. Excuse me. Pop Tart says, "Hey, hugs." And then Harry says, "Kim RPM called me Turbo Del Campo." I said it's going to be Turbo. Kim fixes things.
What? No.
Kevin Smith says, "Kim, my crush is here."
Oh, who is she?
Who what?
Don't lie. Tell us who she is. All right. Let's see. And
Mike N's here.
Add a little contrast. A little less brightness.
Oh, yeah, because see the No Name Nationals.
Something seems off.
Yeah, something seems really off because that No Name National thing isn't real. It isn't, when you turn around and look, there isn't a lot of light on it, but it shows up like. So yeah, now everybody's good. Don't get upset. We're just messing with this. We'll get it back somehow. Pop Tart says, I've been married for 28 years. Kevin Smith says, better than washed up. Oh, man.
Let's go back.
Go back and see what you got.
52.
Hippie long. I've been divorced 28 years. I've been divorced twice. And enough of that. See, when you're adjusting that, there's that little tiny picture that you can see. You can't see the big picture.
Well,
Kevin Smith says, Kim is my crush. Oh yeah, look at the color of my shirt. That's like really bright.
Oh yeah, you're not.
Yeah, I went from washed out green shirt to bright green shirt.
Too much green. Wow. Okay. We're gonna set this back to defaults for a second. Okay, we're gonna close
defaults
it up.
Actually isn't too bad.
And then we're gonna go.
It isn't too bad after all that.
We're gonna.
And car chase movies too. You ever watch, Luis? You ever watch the first Gone in 60 Seconds? It was done in, when was that? Mid-70s.
Okay, I found it. I figured out what's going on here.
Okay.
Let's. It were multiple layers of correction.
Multiple layers of correction.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Oh. Whatever you just did there, that maybe helped. I don't know. Almost Mardi Gras colors. Pop Tart, you know what makes a long marriage? Being a good forgiver, yep.
Well, there's that.
Well, you know,
what do you think? Your shirt's a little green. It's not too far off.
It's not bad, and the No Name Nationals thing kind of works, and the car doesn't look all washed out brown. Now, let's just try it for now and see how it is. Just leave it. Just leave it, and she keeps messing with it.
Just leave it, I guess. Just leave it. Hold on. Oh, now it really gets
terrible.
yellow. Okay.
Man.
I put it back.
Okay.
All right.
Let's just see how everybody likes that. Is that okay?
We're trying here.
Hippie Long says, he says, go to default. Your front lighting was hot, or iris. kind of do it for a living. I don't know. Does this look okay? Because before, the last camera we had was a little bit saturated, you know. And right now, I think we're
this
about
is a
there.
completely different camera than we were using. It's the same
You know what?
brand, but it's not the same.
That camera, the on lights, the little monitor lights, those things are so bright. I think they're lighting my face up green. Look at how bright those are.
You know why?
No, I don't know why.
I took the other ones, and I took one of these markers.
You marked over with a... Oh, look at her. That's from the monitor light on her hand. She's up there putting a black marking pen on top of those lights. So
bright red and green LEDs.
Oh, God. It's messing the color all up. Just leave it alone. Oh, I can't.
What? It's not...
Look what it did to the... It changed the... Oh.
It's trying to correct itself, but it...
Okay, now you got it.
Come back.
Now it's all crooked because look where the... Okay, I don't like that.
What are you doing? All right.
There. Well, you had it like focus.
That's better. That's better. It's better.
But now it changes color again just by itself.
Well,
look what it did. Just by touching the stupid camera.
Quit touching it. Quit touching it. Quit touching it.
See, just bumping the camera changes the color.
Well, it's got... I can turn that off.
Okay, I completely lost track of the chat because...
Okay, well, quit staring at all the things I'm doing.
Quit doing stuff.
Quit doing stuff.
Oh, you're going to do more stuff.
I'll turn the color correction off. 50 hertz line anti-flicker? This is a 60 hertz, isn't it?
Power line, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, we were not ready, were we?
Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll work on it in the future.
Now, does this look like... Do those lights look yellow?
Not at all.
Not at all. They look white. They're bright yellow. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
They say you just voided the warranty. Oh, yeah, it's out of its case. It's already beyond that.
I took the little case that it got... Oh, where is it? Oh, I threw it in the trash. Did you throw it in the big trash?
I don't know.
You threw my trash away.
The only thing I threw away were a bunch of paper towels up here, all greasy mess. Everything else is still here.
Wipe the piece off. You know what? We've got $2,000 worth of camera equipment here, and we're using a $30 USB cam because it's the best one.
I am not that fat. I look like I'm gonna have a baby.
Your belly. You know what? You said you gained 2 pounds, and it must have all gone right to there. Every ounce of that.
I know.
And
I got to start losing weight again.
No, like that's not a lot of fluctuation. I gain and lose 2 pounds all the time, but it comes out of here, not here.
That's what happens with women. You lose it out there.
The first place you can lose it is here.
And the first place you gain it is here.
No, see, that's the opposite for me. I don't gain any weight in the back end.
Okay, let's see here. Where are we at here?
Well, we used to watch the Three Stooges when I was little.
You're there. We can see you. That's what matters.
No Emmy Awards for this one. No, we are bottom tier. Bottom rung.
No, it's not a Logitech.
It's a Nexigo.
Looks like Mexico, but it's Nexigo.
Nexigo. And it's a cheap one. It's like a $25, $29 model. And we have such good luck with it that I'm willing to say that it's a pretty good little camera.
Well, all this stuff's right here. Show some of your cameras, the other cameras we use.
Oh, I don't want to.
You don't want to drag them over here?
I guess I can.
Yeah, we're gonna show them off. Just don't.
They're actually not bad. They're just good for different.
Well, there
things.
you can drag that over and show that. That's a piece of equipment we use. Oh, you don't want to show it.
Right.
You got like all this thousands of dollars of crap, and you don't want to show it.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just.
No, I think
we keep trying to upgrade our game, right?
I think what's funny is we have all this expensive stuff. We use this little Nexigo camera because it's
but see,
it's the one that works.
There's pros and cons, right? And I don't know if our audience gives a snot about camera equipment. This is a Sony, what is it, an A68? It's the last of the A series cameras. A series being the lens mount, but the good thing about it is we do use it as camera B, and it's good because we can hook it up to and go live with it. It's got a zoomy lens, right? But we can move it around, and it still broadcasts pretty good. If we move that USB camera, it cuts out.
This is when we're working on a car, it's usually Kim, and we have the dual screen. This is the camera we're usually using.
And it's got a really nice bright display on the back, and you can flip it up, which is nice because you're usually kind of standing above the camera a little bit. And when we use this to record, it records at way higher quality than it streams. It records really beautiful images.
Hippie Long says camera B is a way better camera.
It is. It's
camera B. What's camera B?
This is camera B.
That's
Sony is camera B. When they see, then we've been trying to upgrade, and so when I see something for a good price, and a good price does not mean cheap, it just means relative to cost, it's a good price.
And you're all hooked up there.
I know, that's the problem with all this
unscrew it or something.
Wired stuff.
Stuff is wired, and then it has a short tail, and you can't move it.
And then I need cords. That's one of the problems with camera B, is there's always a cord. So this is the hopefully replacement camera B, and it's made by Blackmagic. You see the size of the
yeah, you're about ready to strip everything off the table.
You know what? I don't have enough. I need an extension.
You don't have enough cord. That's
the
right.
Power. I'll unplug it because I can't reach.
Kevin said technology baffles me.
Oh,
what's amazing is all the shorts I do are all with the phone. You know, all those shorts I do, they're all with my phone.
The easy part is fixing the old cars. The hard part's streaming, recording, and video editing. Man, it's a lot of work. So here's our future camera B, and it's by Blackmagic Studio. It has a video camera lens. It has a nice big screen on it. It's got all these knobs. It's got let's see, this is when I show you the microphone.
Kevin Smith, why do we have AAA batteries and no BB or BBB batteries? There are no Bs. There's C and there's Ds.
After AAA, they just went to D, B, C, D. We have this. This is
I can talk into the mic there.
This microphone will give you so much better sound, and it goes through. One of the problems we were trying to fix with this microphone was the issue that we have. See, the microphone goes in through the camera, so it auto synchronizes, so we won't get that thing where you talk and your lips don't match the words, because that's obnoxious and nobody wants to see that. I don't like talking about cameras.
Okay, so put them back. Everybody got to see the cameras. I mean, you spend a lot of money on them, and they might be interested. Every long sounds like he knows, but now they're talking about a DNA test so they can eat rice and beans and sound like a gringo from man.
I got all these cameras, and the best camera for streaming is a little bitty USB webcam. You start moving around, and people forget. They forget. They remember like the late night talk shows and stuff like that. They don't realize that stuff was recorded in the afternoon and then broadcast in the evening after the editors had time to put it all together. They did do that. Filmed live, but it wasn't broadcast live. We're doing live broadcasting. It's tough. We're right up there with professional sports, and you know what kind of budget they have to broadcast live professional sports? It's millions. They've got teams of people working those cameras to make it all. Okay.
What was it Tavo said up there? I missed it. I mean, I saw it, but you were talking, so I didn't read. What did he say here? Tavo, the day I can't eat potatoes or rice, put me in a pine box. Oh man, that's the carbs. I got to keep carbs to a minimum. Well, everything's getting better, and my doctor wants to take me off one of my meds. because she says she goes, you're almost just like a pre-diabetic. She goes, it's almost got this, it's almost, everything's almost working right. And I said, well, I don't really want to stop because now I can eat a few carbs. I eat a piece of bread sometimes, and I eat stuff that I want to eat. And I said, man, when I eat carbs, I have energy. When I don't eat carbs, and I keep the carbs down like 20 or 30 grams a day, I am dragging my ass, And she goes, you need some carbs. I said, yeah, I know. So this is kind of a balance, but I guess, I gained 2 pounds. So I know I'm sure that's from eating a couple of cookies, and more than a couple of cookies, and some bread and stuff.
Louis said he's almost to 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations. That's a big milestone. That is not an easy thing to do. I need batteries, please.
Let's see here. He says, I have many plans to make more videos, but in movies and TV show clips. From Mr. Mangohead. Can you, if you use TV show clips and stuff, don't you get copyright strikes?
Well, if he hasn't gotten to 1,000 subscribers yet, copyright strikes don't really matter, do they?
Oh, yeah, because he's not monetized. X-Inspect sugar keeps me going. Carbs are not needed. Oh, man, yeah, sugar. I can't just pile of sugar on, although I eat some stuff with sugar in it today.
Well, which camera should we try and use? Because we're going to do a little bit of work on the car here.
Okay. You know that one that's pointing up in the air right there?
The one that works?
The Sony. That's the one we've always used in the past that works quite well for that. So, what do you want to do? I think we need to change the oil.
We have to get it to it, too, because if we have trouble, we got to finish it. Once we start.
Once we have a problem, we have to finish. And what if that is stripped?
It is stripped. We're going to have to fix it.
How can we fix a stripped drain plug?
No, ask them. Ask them.
How can we fix a stripped drain plug without going out and buying another drain plug? What do we have? Do you have any of your vehicles out here? Are they dead vehicles? Do they have drain plugs? Or let me guess, it's not the drain plug that's stripped. It's the pan that's stripped, of course.
I mean, we won't know until we know. The other thing I need to do is I need you to take some measurements and figure out what kind of threads are on the air conditioning lines. But obviously, the oil change takes precedence.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have to take it apart to find out. So
that's the only way. I can't order parts.
I know.
Until I know what's going on. So,
Hippie Long says thread tape. Well, yeah. Mike N says JB Weld. Yeah, I don't really want to JB Weld my.
We won't have time for JB Weld. Thread tape
we got it.
Probably.
And Tony's already announced that we're going to be down there tomorrow. And they're all everybody's aware of it because they were. Well, I didn't tell them. Tony told them. So
Tony told them.
So okay. Mexican Spec came in and said, "Is this true? You're going to be there?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He bought an engine up in this area, a 440. We went over and picked it up for him, so we got to take it back down there. So we're going to be down there during the live tomorrow night.
He invited us to hang out.
Invited us to hang out in the live, so that's a good thing.
That'd be good. You haven't had a chance to hang out with Tony, mate.
We haven't seen Tony in a long time.
We got to working on projects here, and
he had to give me the address to his new shop because I haven't been. Kim, this color keeps changing.
It's the lighting. It's set on some kind of automatic setting. I don't know how to turn off yet.
Okay.
I don't know how to turn off
because the color balance is sitting there bouncing around. Okay.
It's auto correcting, and I haven't figured out. I didn't know it was going to do that, and you told me to be done.
Yeah, I know. We got to move on. It's like auto infecting, not auto.
It's auto infecting. That's right.
Oh, Kevin's taking off? Oh, Kevin's taking off.
See, you made Kevin.
Or no, Kevin's taking off or Pop-Tart's taking off?
Pop-Tart, thanks for stopping in.
Wait a minute.
We do start really late. We start really late.
Okay, it's Pop-Tart, I guess, leaving. She's the one saying goodnight to everybody. Well, thanks for being here.
I don't even know. What's the schedule for Tony's Live? I don't even know.
We have to be there at 7. So I said, let's leave here about 5. And you said, no.
Oh, leave.
We got it. So we're going to go down there and we're going to find a place to eat and sit tight because Kim doesn't want to be Friday night in the 5 o'clock traffic,
Yeah, and the other thing is we got to unload that engine. We don't want to do that during the live, do we?
I don't know what we want to do. Yeah, I mean, we can, but we've got lots of time. If we leave early, we got lots of time to figure all that out.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Hippie Long says, okay, forget the thread tape. Peterborough girl. Yes, I do have his new address. He gave it to me. I found it. So I know how to get there.
Secret mission is on charge
yes.
space.
So.
Oh, this is turned off.
Something's turned off.
Everything's unplugged.
Luis says, I had a cup of coffee and I'm waking up.
I do that too. I had, where the group that I just came from, they have the strongest coffee on earth.
Mexican Spec says, do I have a map? No, I already memorized it. It's easy. I got it figured out. Easy. I know my way around down there enough that it was easy to find. Yeah, Buddy Carfano, that's what I'm afraid of. Oil change turns to motor out project. No. Can't we just suck the oil out from the top? Oh, man. Why do people strip drain plugs? You know what they do? They did it to my PT Cruiser. I took it into a oil change place, and I was sitting in the car, and I heard the guy go "roar" with an impact wrench, and then he switches the direction of the impact wrench, takes it out, and he comes up and he goes, "Your drain plug's stripped. You're gonna need to buy a new drain plug." And I'm like,
that's messed up, man.
I just heard you strip it, and he didn't strip the drain plug. It's a cast aluminum pan. And he stripped the threads in the pan with his stupid impact wrench.
That's messed up, man.
His stupid impact wrench going the wrong direction. And then charges me for the... Well, if the oil hadn't been running out of the car, I would have driven out of there. Except then I was trapped. Oh, Kim, I only have 2 more of these water flavor things. That means a trip to Hilltop.
Okay.
Luis says, I love to change oil. Well, come on over. Mexican Spec, why didn't you tell him no? He will pay for it. He had a manager.
They always defend their employees in those places. They get mad. They'll tell you to leave, and they'll push your car out into the lot.
The most screwed up thing that day
was
I had a hat on like I always do. I said, let me look at it. So I went down into his pit, and he had steps that went up onto like a platform under the car because the pit was much deeper than you could never reach a car. So they had like a platform. And I go running up those steps, and there was a big iron I-beam, and I clobbered my head into that I-beam so hard that I broke my neck. And I heard it break. And at that point, I didn't even care about the drain plug. I knew I messed my neck up. So, and that was my fault. So, well, you know what I did? I never went back there. Of course.
That's the new camera.
That's the new camera.
Yep.
That's that big camera. Well, it looks like it works. It's crooked. Oh, man. I just talk about cracking my neck.
No.
Kim's messing with cameras here.
Who, me? No, I would never.
See, I'll get to see the Z sled from the front, but kind of a wide angle there. She's going through menus here, right over top of the thing. So,
I'm trying to get the sound to work.
Mike N says, sue for personal injuries, settle for fixed drain plug. I was actually surprised he let me down in the pit to look at it.
Let me see if I talk to this. Does this show up?
Yes, in a stereo. It's stereo.
Okay, they're getting too much sound.
Okay, so you got to turn that off.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Was that too much weird sound?
Yeah.
Probably was.
Okay. Tell me left or right with the camera.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, there you go. Now you got the whole car and you got the chat and everything. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, you can go back to the regular camera.
I can go back to the regular camera.
Scroll up.
Yep, I know how to do it.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. There's a lot of technicalities when we're trying to make things better, but it ain't easy.
Kevin Smith says, Dad's brand new Ford Ranger. The dealership changed his oil and forgot the oil last day for mechanic. I had a guy working for me in Ohio, and he changed the oil on a Oldsmobile Achieva with one of those quad 4 engines in it. It was a nice running car, and he didn't put oil in it. He got distracted and drove it down the street and back, 0 oil pressure, and ruined the engine. There I was with a customer's ruined engine. And it was, of course, that became my problem.
Yeah. Didn't you have insurance for that?
No, I had a buy here, pay here used car lot, and I had a partner in the used car lot, and it was one of his cars.
Jeez.
That's a big noise.
You scared the crap out of me. Why'd you do that?
I didn't do anything.
You can't leave explosive materials lying around.
Explosive material.
If that would have blown up, you know how...
I don't know what what is the problem?
We could have both been exploded. High pressure vessel over there.
There's a compressor over the little tank like this with it still had some pressure in it. She freaked out.
I think I peed a little. That's really scary.
I think she bumped some and released some air pressure, and then she says it scared her and she thinks she peed.
I peed it.
Tim says, haven't heard any call-outs yet. Oh, it's just Buddy Carpano. I broke wheel studs off early Mopar. Did not know reverse thread. Boss went crazy. Oh, yeah, you're not the only one to do that. Lots of people did that.
Yeah,
Crashes Road Running Garage. It's got to crash. See you next time. Thanks for being here. Take care, man.
Thanks for being here.
So, as the Russians would say, talk.
What are we doing call-outs for?
I don't know. Tim says, haven't heard any call-outs yet. Like what kind of call-outs? Like for the no-name nationals? Well, Kim and I are going to race our 6-cylinders against each other. Oh, it's like your dad usually checks it before he leaves. It's like me when I get new tires on a car. If they put them on, first thing I do is I go out in the parking lot and I loosen all the lug nuts just enough that I can properly torque them. Because they go out there and they go, and then they take the torque wrench and go click, 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 and they don't turn at all. So they're like, all the lugs are way over torqued. And what are you checking them for? They're tight enough. I go, no, that's not the point. They're too tight. And then when I go out, step on the brakes and heat the rotors up, they're all warped to hell. They look at me like I'm crazy.
Nobody else cares or knows.
Steve Edwards, I won the bid on another Centurion. Man, you like those things, don't you? You know, Steve, I'm getting really close on this car to putting a CB radio in it. I can't wait. But we got a lot to do in the next few days because we're going to see Tony.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to. Are we taking this tomorrow?
I think so.
If we can get it fixed, we're taking.
If we can change oil without leaks, yeah, we're gonna. Without the what do you call it?
Yeah.
The drain plug.
We better check the power steering plug too.
Oh, you know what? That's another thing. When I started, it squeaked. Every time I started, I get a belt squeak, but it never squeaks after that. It's the first start goes, and then it shuts up.
And it's okay?
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Luis says, my car had a problem. The engine was broken down. Luis said, that car was need more thick. Oh, mine? We've got to change the oil. Yeah, but the drain plug drips a little bit, and Kim tried to tighten, and it
It didn't have any threads in it.
Didn't have any threads
right
in it.
away. Somebody else has already been there.
Buddy Carphone asked an interesting question, and I think my answer is going to be no. Yeah, we can partially fill it. It's at an angle that you can't fill it all the way, or you pour it all over the place. But we can. He wants to know if we pre-fill the oil filter. I will partially pre-fill the oil filter. Look, did you get alignment yet? No. Oh, that's the other thing we need to do. We need to chalk the wheels and turn the left side out. They want $120 to tow. It's like, that ain't gonna happen. Put a car upon I do on my '69 Cadillac. If I didn't, the car would knock. You know, some cars you can do that, and some you just can't. Ari says, I get these little multi-layer drain plug gasket crush washers at Audi if you'd like a few. Oh, man. You know what I'm going to do? I'll probably make a crush washer. What I'll do is I'll take... I meant to bring a cereal box. We save all these old cereal boxes, and we make gaskets out of them. You can believe that? Make gaskets out of cereal boxes. It works real well. But I was going to glue two of them together, the two shiny sides together with gasket cinch, so we have the rough side out, and make a Mike N says slightly over torque is way better under torque. No, it's not. You overstretch the bolt and you ruin it. Because torque is bolt stretch, unless there's some other reason for the torque. Like on the exhaust manifold, it's only 15
Usually a precise torque measurement gives you a range, and you want to be right in the middle of the range, not at the exhaust.
But like a lot of torques are, you torque them and you measure the bolt stretch. See, that you want the bolt to stretch so it moves, but it doesn't yield. If it yields, that means it stays stretched. So you want it stretched enough that it's got clamping pressure, but you don't want it stretched enough that it yields. So if you over torque it, you yield the bolt, and you've ruined the bolt. So you've got to be really careful with that. Man, Patrick Sullivan, 180 to set the toe. Holy hell, man. No, it's 120. 120.
It's time for extreme oil change!
Hippie long, no need to pre-fill the oil filter. Just pull coil wire and crank. And that's the other way. And this car, you know, it's a carburetor. So if I don't step on the gas, it won't start. It'll just crank it. And if I give it a shot or two of gas, it'll fire right up. And I may do that too.
I ain't doing that. I'm pre-filling it.
Kevin Smith says, I use coffee can plastic lids for crest washers. Oh, you know, that might work. Red Hornet, how do you do that with how do you make this fancy fonts on here? Is Kim still tuning carbs with vice grips?
All the time.
Oh, that's like whacking on them. Oh, did you find a drain pan or using that hubcap?
I'm using the hubcap, yeah.
You're not going to drain my oil into a hubcap, are you?
Maybe.
Tommy Hamlin, can't you tap out or helicoil the sump? Yeah, it's just, that's a bunch of work, you know. Cross-threading will keep it tight.
I haven't got a helicoil this size on.
Oh, I got to turn my ringer off. It's still ringing.
What's it ringing?
Because I left the ringer on in case you called, and then you called. I was glad
Who's calling is what I'm saying.
I have no idea. Probably some spammer. But I'm going to turn it off.
Well, you should always see who it is.
Okay, I'll see who it is. It's an email from some spammer.
Spammer, man.
It's like somebody trying to get me to spend money on health insurance.
You're already spending enough money on health insurance.
Also says, Kim having trouble with the drain plug. The drain plug leaks. And she tried to tighten it up, and it felt like it was going to strip.
And I think somebody just put some...
Okay, so now I'm going to get the drain plug from Kim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And somebody put silicone on it or something. Let me guess. That's what I'm hoping. It's just silicone, and that's why it's leaking.
You got a paper towel.
I do.
All right. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready?
Hand it to me. What are we going to see? Not many threads left there.
There's no
Threads. They're like,
there's no threads at all.
it's like they put it in a lathe and put a file up against it.
I didn't see much, but what I did see was bad.
So what's the drain? What's the pan look like?
I don't know. There's no threads on that bolt, I'll tell you that. How hard do you have to twist that to take all the threads off it?
Why did somebody do that?
I don't know, but I don't know what was holding it in there at all.
See, Mike N., a friend had under torque lugs and he lost the wheel on the road. Yeah, that's not good either. That's why there's a torque spec.
You'd have to be driving like a dummy not to notice that your wheel was wobbling.
I've seen wheels come off. I was in
I've
Chicago.
had wheels come off all the way off cars.
I was in Chicago with a motorhome with a trailer behind it. We were towing an airplane to the air show at Oshkosh. So we're going through Chicago. 4 or 5 lanes wide. I'm going along. And there's a barrier down the middle, and I can see 4 or 5 lanes going the other way. And I see a little junk trailer, and the wheel comes off. So it's coming toward me, and it comes toward me, and it hits the center divider, bounces way up in the air, comes down, bounces next to me. Of course, I couldn't move real quick because it's a motorhome with a trailer behind it, but it misses me, and it hits a car head on. And then I see everything behind me stop. And we got to Oshkosh. Everybody's talking about they got in that big traffic jam in Chicago. I'm thinking, man, that was like right. I know what caused it. It was right behind me. I missed the traffic jam, and I missed the tire.
Let me see what I'm up against.
Okay, I'm trying to get this thing so we can. That's a real fine thread, which we're probably not likely to have a bolt set. Something strange. Kevin Smith says put a spark plug in. Jack, hold it back on. Chase threads might be metal. The metal might be full. Oh, it looks like the threads are stripped right off the plug.
It looks
yeah,
like,
all it says I can see those threads are flat. Yeah, that's what I want to know. How's the pan doing?
This bolt has threads on it. I'll bet you if I take this pick, they'll just come
off. Those are out of the pan.
This is the pan.
Don't tell me that.
All right, I won't tell you.
Any friends with one? We got a bunch of junk cars around here, and some of them are Fords. Do you have
motors in them?
What happened to the engine you pulled out of the
the other Dart?
No, the V6. I can't think of what that thing is called. The Bronco 2.
Yeah, but that oil pan's not going to fit this motor, and the problem is that the threads are stripped out of the pan.
And so you think they need to be?
I'll show you.
Okay, well I hope you're wrong, but you're probably not. You're probably not.
I hope I'm wrong too, but I'm not.
Well, they make drain plugs that are slightly oversized that cut their own threads. But, it's the middle of the night and nothing's open and here we are.
The problem is somebody tightened this until it pulled the threads out of the pan. So there's still threads.
Make sure it's tight. Torque it to 500 foot-pounds. You don't want that drain plug to come out.
Who knows who did it or when, but it wasn't us.
An idiot.
All right, try not to get so.
I get mad because people ruin shit like this. One time I was watching a guy, he goes, "Oh, I don't like those carburetors." It was about quadrajets. Where the fuel goes in? He goes, "I hate those. They always strip themselves." And the guy that was working on a carburetor goes, "Carburetors don't grab themselves and strip their own threads. Somebody did that to that carburetor,
They strip themselves.
It was so funny because he grabs himself like he's the thing, and he turns and he goes, "Carburetors don't strip themselves." Yeah.
Strip themselves. They
Louis
always
says, "I wish
strip themselves."
I'm going to Auto Records. I found a Ford Pinto.
that would kick butt.
Well, we'll probably end up taking one vehicle down there tomorrow. Because now we've got
1,000 ways.
Or we're going to run all over the place tomorrow looking for something. And Special Agent James is here. Hello. How you doing? Hercules strikes again. Yeah, no shit. Hercules strikes again.
Impact wrench strikes again.
Or an impact wrench. Yeah.
The guy at the oil change place shouldn't even be allowed to have one of those.
If Elon says that bolt is steel. I believe Kim in her eyes about what's gone wrong there. Spec says there are Pinos in Venezuela. Hercules, Special Agent James. Hercules, yeah.
Hercules, look at me.
Take the biggest breaker bar you can, put a pipe on the end of it, make it real long, and tighten that. Make sure that drain plug never comes loose.
Oh, right. It's just not that big.
Tommy Hamlin does. Just get it done, Buff. Well, the thing is, now we might be stuck. We were going to take this car on a trip tomorrow, but
we are not stuck.
Now we're probably not going to do that.
We're just stuck fixing.
Let's see, Mean Street Mopar. Can Buff and Kim not see my comments? You know what? I'm missing some comments because it's scrolling by here pretty quickly.
Because we're yapping and not reading.
Yeah, because I'm paying attention to other stuff. Let me see what Mean Street Mopar had put. I'm scrolling back.
Sorry for missing comments, guys. You're allowed to repeat yourself.
Mean Street Mopar says, I have one A body, 8 3/4 rear end, and it's going in my 73 Plymouth Duster.
Oh, nice.
I'm sorry I missed that. Because I'm upset with my car going to be broken for...
What gear set you got for your 8 3/4? And what motor you got in your 73 Duster, Mean Street? Oh, wait. You're putting a 360 in it? I know he's got a 360 engine he's been working. I thought it was going in the Diplomat. Have I ever seen your Duster?
Do you think there's threads? Are you able to pick threads out of there?
I'm trying. And they're pretty tight.
Yeah, see, I was all ready to take this thing on a trip tomorrow, and now I see what reality's going to be.
I just don't want it to leak all out, and I want to get some fresh oil in there.
And I don't want to put fresh oil in there and have it leak, so probably end up ordering parts or going chasing
just
all over.
Breathe. I'm on it. Kim's on it. What's my name?
Kim fixes things.
And do you doubt me?
But we have a messed up oil pan.
Do you doubt me, good sir?
We have a messed up oil pan. That oil pan doesn't come off without lifting the engine up.
There's 1,000 ways to plug a hole without.
Plug a hole, yeah. Weld it shut.
Well, we just don't do anything to make it worse, but I'm sure we can find a way.
Tommy Hamlin says, what size is it, Kim? You know, I don't know. I'm going to go I'll get a caliper and see what it is. A caliper, that's not a brake thing, that's a measuring tool. I'm just upset. I was all ready to go.
I thought a caliber was a Chevy. Chevy Caliber? Didn't Chevy make
a Dodge Caliber?
Dodge Caliber?
Yeah, that's what you do to confuse the parts people. I need a new caliper for my caliber. Only say it backwards. I need a new caliber for my caliper. Mean Street Mopar up to Campo. What did I miss?
Bad oil.
Oh, we decided to change the oil on my car before we go on a trip tomorrow because it needs it, and the drain plug's stripped. And we knew it was dripping from the drain plug, but we were hoping it was just because instead of a little gasket, it looked like somebody had put silicone on it. But you know, it's stripped. So Kim's picking the threads from the oil pan out of the drain plug. So over there, the razor blade, picking the threads out. So I have this kind of caliper.
I'm really strong.
Just don't. You're pushing real hard with the razor blade near your fingers.
I'm going to see how the draining is going.
Oh, you think it drained out slower than that?
Pretty close to being drained.
I'd say before this got stripped.
Yeah.
It's a 1/2 inch. What's a 1/2 inch bolt that's what's a 1/2 inch fine thread? I don't know I never work with anything like that. Oh yeah, there's threads. That's what it is. The threads from the oil pan are stuck in the thread.
Yeah, I can't get them out. I think maybe.
And she can't get them out.
I think maybe that is.
Hippie Long says, cut another bung off another oil pan with surrounding metal. Weld it where yours was. Do it in the car. Well, yeah, this is not a tonight job. This is a.
Don't you worry, your pretty little head.
That means going and get another oil pan from some other vehicle, and it turned from an oil change. It turned from an oil change into a big job. Tommy Hanlon says 12 millimeter by 1.25. And we got ads.
You don't need to worry about oil drain. Let me see that.
Everybody's putting up millimeters. You know, this engine was designed in 1958 and 59. And when they went metric on these cars, like this is a metric car, but the engine and transmission appear to be SAE, or everything up to this point is SAE on the engine, which makes sense because they're not going to change all the fasteners on an engine until they're finished producing that engine. The next engine will have the metric. So that's kind of how things went here. So they started going metric with cars in 77. Kevin Smith says, Harbor Freight ads. Hey, that's something we want to do tomorrow. We want to go to Harbor Freight.
Make sure he gets 2 points for his advertising.
2 points for that. So, Dean says, people died. SP check. What? Encrypted messages from, oh, this has got sharp edges on it now. Yeah, because where you pried the threads up, it's got like sharp edges.
I mean, it was not something you wanted to run your tongue across.
No, you wouldn't want to run your tongue across this. I don't normally check drain plugs with my tongue anyway.
That's good. It's a bad decision.
So,
as far as decisions go.
So I'll probably ride down there tomorrow with you in your van.
No, I'm taking your car.
So I think this is probably SAE. It's probably 1/2 inch. What's a 1/2 inch fine thread? I'm not sure what that is. Dean might know. What's SAE 1/2 inch fine thread? What's the thread pitch?
SAE?
Yeah, there's going to be national fine and national coarse. I don't know which it is. Well, I can see it's not coarse, but I don't know the thread pitch because, you know, I normally use smaller things like 3/8 is a big bolt for me, and that's 3/8 16. 1/2 inch 18? Oh, come on, it can't be. It's a 3/8 is 16. Oh, is the coarse? Yeah, the fine could be 24. I'm gonna look it up. Of course, I can't read my phone without taking my glasses off. I got, you know, where I go, I wear glasses so I can take them off to. Yeah, UNF, you know. Half inch 13 is coarse and half inch 20 is fine. So it's probably half inch 20. I'm going to screenshot that so I have it. If that is metric, it would really surprise me. No, it's not a pipe thread. Oh, Leslie Sabre got it. Half inch 20. No, it's not a pipe thread. A pipe thread seals itself because it's tapered. This seals because it's got a gasket. The thread's straight and there's a gasket. I mean, that's the other thing. Stick a pipe thread in and crank it down. I mean, that'd be kind of crude, but it might work. That'd actually be pretty funny, Kim. Put a pipe plug in it.
Yeah.
That'd be really crude, but it might work. She thinks we're taking this car tomorrow. That's kind of means y'all don't have any larger bolts. You could tap the next size up. I mean, what is this?
That's the solution.
No, we're not doing this.
Yeah, we are.
Kim, I'm not doing this.
No.
What if it falls out?
It's not going to fall out. Okay, look.
I know, she wants you to stick a piece of rubber in there and then screw a screw in there and expand the rubber out. That's what Kevin said. Smith says use national pipe thread.
Okay, look.
Yeah, I'd almost rather use a pipe thread.
You guys follow this. Tell me if I'm crazy. I got a piece of oil and fuel resistant rubber hose, right? It is very, very close to the diameter of necessary bolt, right? Jam it in the hole, but leave enough sticking out that I can grab onto it with any grabby tool, right? So I grab onto it. Then I take this screw that is about the size that threads in there, and I thread it in there so that it expands it out big enough. It's going to make it big enough that, and see how this is tapered? When I get to this part here, it's going to spread it even wider.
You're crazy. I wouldn't trust that.
Shut up. You guys are supposed to be on my side here.
Kim.
What?
Don't we have
I'm listening.
Something with a pipe plug that's about that size? And we could just
thread it.
Well, you're a plumber. You have pipe. I might have pipe thread taps, and we could just.
If you had pipe thread taps, I could do it, and I'd probably have some pipe plugs in different sizes.
Because pipe will seal.
But pipe thread is not the same.
Oh, I know. I understand exactly.
Let me pull. I've got a Slant 6 oil pan over there. Let me see what size plugs in it. Let's see if that's close. Next size up. What are the odds of it getting that?
Dean Stevenson says, "I trust you if you did it." Kim loves jerry rigging. Tommy Allen says, "I'm glad Kim don't work on airplanes." Yeah, airplanes. We had to do everything just so.
No airplane. We're only driving 2 hours away. Baby.
That's what I think. We got to take our van anyway. I can just ride the van and.
I want to take your cars. Oh no, this is tiny.
How far is Harbor Freight? Downtown, way downtown. And it's too late. I mean, it's late at night. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's 11. It's 11 o'clock at night, and tomorrow we got a lot to do. And sticking a Harbor Freight run into it.
No, not happening tomorrow.
That's not happening. Luis goes, a plane? Yeah, I worked on planes. I worked on airplanes most of my life. Buddy Carfon says, fix it right or not at all.
Hey, buddy.
Learning with Juan. Learning with Juan is here. He's going, ha, 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 ha. Hi, Buff and Kip. Yeah, hello. How you doing? Welcome. Especially James. At the parts store, they have one of those rubber expansion plugs the size for oil pan bolts, like what you see on home plumbing. You guys had me feeling bad because I don't torque my lugs. You patch your oil plug with that?
You're just mad because we gave you.
No, I'm kind of in agreement. It's just like, let it sit there with no oil in it overnight, and when we get the right thing, we'll put it together. Hippie Long says, I'd tap it one size bolt. Yeah, but I don't have taps that big. Or go metric and step it up one. Yeah, see, no matter what we do, no matter which one of these solutions, we got to go buy parts. And it's 11 o'clock at night. And we're like not in town, so it's. Inspector Bruce says, rubber hose is fine to get you home in an emergency. I would not recommend it to leave home hoping to make it a round trip. Yeah. Oh, what is that? That is pipe. Ooh, it's bigger. So we'd have to, do we have a pipe tap that big? I don't think we have a pipe tap that big.
I don't have
I think that's quarter pipe or 3/8 pipe. That's 3/8 pipe. And I don't think we have a 3/8 type pipe tap. Oh, we could cut that off and I could weld it shut and make it into a pipe.
Yeah, I got brass ones. You could braze one shut.
Yeah, I could close off some kind of pipe fitting and make it into a plug. But I don't think we have a pipe. I don't know if I have pipe tap that big or not. I'm gonna go. Somebody's gonna have to watch the chat. You're gonna have to talk to yourselves while I go search for a tap.
I'm turning the other camera on. Let's see. All right. He's looking in the. Every town should have an all-night parts store. Boy, it would be nice. I think
every town. How about
take advantage of that. Why does the lens look so funny? Has it been like that all night? It's all fogged up. Put a cork in it, says Kevin. If he does not find it, it's because he is tapped out. Hippie says stoppers are for soda bottles. Hey, Learning with Juan. I didn't say hello. I didn't see you earlier. Mike N's here, too. One eye on the road, one eye. No, if we can't make a good repair, we're not even gonna mess with it.
They put a camera underneath the car so you can watch the drain flow.
Pitt says there ain't 10-foot chunks of exhaust pipe within 50 miles of me. Damn it, this used to be Nebraska. You know, that FFS on Facebook Marketplace, I always see that FFS, and I always think it means what Pitt meant, but it means first come, first served, and I always think it means the FFS. Like, no tire kickers, FFS. Like, oh, first come, first served. Oh, yeah.
I do not have one. I don't have a pipe tap.
Yeah, but we're not welding on that pan on the car. We'd have to take the pan off.
Yeah, that's a good way to help fire.
Yeah, you'll ignite the oil in the pan. Walmart used to be all night. I remember all night. I remember the day that they closed the 24-hour Walmart for good. Yeah, there were people, and when they said it, I thought they meant in the Walmart store I was in, but I think somewhere in the national Walmart chain, there were people filling up shopping baskets worth of stuff and running out the door because there was literal panic. And they locked the place up. They said, we're closing early. I'm like, what do you mean closing early? You're 24 hours. And they're like, we're closing at, I don't know what time it was. I think it was at 8, and it was like 7:45. And I was like, well, and they're like, we're not letting anybody else in. We're closing. We're locking the doors at 8. We're closing. And that was it. There was no more 24-hour Walmarts, just like that. The end of it. Pit Snipe says, I hate exhaust. I just hate it. It's fair.
What's he hate?
Hey, Raw Dog. Welcome to the stream. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm sorry I showed up late tonight, but I did show up, right? It's forgivable. Boy, the difference in the contrast on these two cameras tonight is pretty stark. But that's what the picture on the other camera looks like. It's pretty clean for stream cam. Oh, you know what? This is the wrong camera. That's why it looks so bad.
What is the wrong camera?
So bad. This is the
poking around.
That's the wrong. I'm on the wrong camera. Scene and scene. Okay. Move this over there. Alright, now I'm on the better camera. That's a little better. Main Street Mopar. Hey, it's great. Thank you for being here so much. I hope your project's going well. I asked about your other car and we got distracted. We're like,
wow, here's a tool I haven't seen in a long
time. A lot of our focus is on getting this fixed tonight for obvious reasons. We've got a busy day planned out for tomorrow.
Busy day tomorrow that includes this car. This car is stuck again. A daily driver is stuck.
It'll be fine.
Kim, I don't have one of those apps.
Okay.
Why is it I have like $50,000 or $70,000 worth of tools that I've saved over the last 55 years, and I always need another tool?
That's the way she goes. That's just the way she goes. Buddy Carafano says I have to write, I will not be late 50 times on the whiteboard. Did you ever have to do that in school? Have to write? I had to do that a lot. I had a teacher that really liked doing that to me.
Writing tickets?
When I was in school, they make you write, I will not be late for class or whatever. Okay, Main Street says my Plymouth Duster is a future project. It's getting a 318 and a 4-speed. That's a nice combo in a Duster. We need to buy businesses leftover bolts, Buff. We got enough.
It just doesn't matter what you do. There's always one more thing. That's just the way.
We're fine. Dean says, Juan, if it's a Ford, they work better when there's parts left over. Yeah, they do work better when there's parts left over. You don't need all those parts. There's a safety factor built in. If it's got 4 bolts, it really only needs 2. Third one for good measure. Raw Dog asks if we saw Travis Pastrana jump a Corvette 110 feet on his YouTube channel. No, that sounds like it would hurt. Tim says he got the passenger side gas tank in with the new fuel lines. Almost had the driver's side tank out, had to replace all the rubber lines. Tough getting that tank back in. Messing with fuel tanks is a pain in the butt. It's better when they're empty. Always drain the tank.
Where the hell is the drain?
Buddy had to write on the board many times. Buddy, stay out of trouble. Retired Inspector Bruce says I was a goody two-shoes. I never had to write on the board. That's okay, Bruce. It really isn't all that, admirable to be the troublemaker.
Kim, where the hell is the hole? There's no... I thought it was on this side. It's somewhere else.
Way under there.
What the hell? There's no hole. Why don't I see it? It's in this low part, right?
Yeah. It's on the side of the pan, back underneath.
On the back side.
No, on the side. Underneath, right underneath the engine. Here, I will locate it for you.
Feel going down here. I don't feel it. I don't see it.
All right.
What's wrong with me? Oh, it's way back there. I see it. I'm in the wrong location. I see it. It's like way under there, and I got no jack stand under here, and I'm under here.
Get out of the car.
This is stupid.
Don't kick this down.
I see another problem.
What's the other problem?
Oh, I thought the water pump was leaking. No, it's the power steering pump leaking on the radiator.
I told you about the power steering pump.
Shit. Another problem.
Come on out of there. You're making mountains out of mountains.
Another problem.
Making mountains out of mountains.
Every time this car is ready to go, it's not ready to go. Oh!
That's how the old cars are. Love being broken.
Oh! Why is it so hard to get up when you get old?
Well,
Kim.
What?
Can you see? I know this stupid thing to do. Can you see if this screws in there? It makes some little notches in this, so it'll start. It's really making this. I don't want to buy the right shit. We don't have the right kit. So the right thing to do is stop till we have the right stuff. Which I know this doesn't get the job done. You know how many times I had customers, I'd call them up and go, we can't finish this today because we don't have the right parts. And then what I hear is, can't you just? Can't you just? Can't you just? And that's what we're doing to ourselves right now. Can't you just? Can't you just do cram something in there?
Can't you just?
You were suggesting bubble gum at one time for something earlier today. Maybe you have some bubble gum. All right. Just stop, we'll get the right stuff, and we'll fix it. I know that doesn't sound very exciting for tonight.
It's not exciting at all. I want excitement.
Yeah, I remember Tom and Jerry too. I used to sit there with my youngest son when he was a little kid, and we watched Tom and Jerry so much. You know, I think my first son, I think we watched Tom and Jerry as well. And then, of course, they were all, that was reruns from before I was born. And they were still good. Kevin Smith says, fix or repair daily. So that would be for Ford. So find something that you think sounds good for Mercury. Find all the letters for Mercury and come up with something that makes better sense. It's like last mile, Lewis on point with Rugrats reference. You're killing me. Falling off rubber donuts. We used to say first on race day.
First race day. I know about that.
Buddy Carvon says, time for a new oil pan. If you saw what it took to put this oil pan on, you'd know that that's an engine removal.
Oh, is it really an engine out replacement?
Well, hopefully we can find something that goes in there.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Use tire plugs.
Yeah, tire plug.
Pit Snipe says, I feel better when I throw things. I usually don't feel better, but it feels like that's what I should be doing. So I've thrown things.
That was a good thing to say. I appreciate that. I feel better.
Hippie Long goes first on race day, yeah.
Wait a minute.
There's a guy in the machine shop next door to me who didn't like, he's a Chevy guy, you know. And he used to say, effed over river treasure. Was with Ford. Oh, and Raw Dog says, fast on race day. Man, I watched those trucks. You had all those videos, Raw Dog, with all those trucks racing around and that whatever that course is called. And that's some exciting stuff. Starting with Juan, JB Weld the plug. JB Weld the plug.
That's how we got into this mess. The last guy, JB welded,
yeah, he put silicone in it.
Yeah.
The last guy put silicone in there and just tried to tighten it up that it wouldn't fall out. And, of course, it leaked.
Until we touched it because we didn't know.
Until we went to change the oil. Well, we knew it was dripping a little. It'd make a little puddle on the floor. You know, as long as it was sitting in here all those days, it made a puddle about this big around right under the drain plug. Rudda says, AMSOIL Championship Off-Road Racing. This snipe, I built cheap farm trucks. Chevy was easy and cheap. Yeah, and that's what I like about the small block Chevy. When I was young, I didn't like the small block Chevy that much because all Chevy guys had them and I had Fords. But over the years, you know, like I got tired of Ford changing bell housing bolt patterns every couple of years and nothing fit and changed to deck heights and all. You know how Fords are. You just, a lot of stuff doesn't interchange. And Chevys, you know, you can have a Chevy from 1955 and almost everything bolts up all the way up for, 50 years. Dean Stevenson says, I can't hate on a guy who does silicone implants, but it's not just a repair. Tim says they still show the old cartoons from 30s and 40s. Tom and Jerry, Bugs, and all those characters. Yeah. The old Popeye. Remember Popeye the Sailor Man with his big old muscle and eating spinach? Man, I was a kid. I used to watch that stuff. I'd beg my mother to buy me spinach. Please buy me spinach. And she goes, God. You're not going to like it. And I go, yeah, I want spinach. I begged her for spinach. And one day she bought a can of spinach. Good old canned spinach. And she brought it home, put it in a bowl, and heated it up for me. Well, that was the last time I asked for that.
Did you eat any of it?
I ate a little of it. And then she goes, "You wanted it, you eat it." And I ate it. And that was, yeah. Then I was like,
You learned your damn
man, Popeye, what an idiot he is.
believe everything you see on TV.
What an idiot Popeye is.
They spend good money to make those cartoons. Who do you think paid to have those cartoons made?
He used to take a can of spinach. Eating out, he is strong, you know.
Brought to you
When I was a little kid.
Council of America.
I was a little kid. I had that spinach. Tom and Jerry the movie in '92. No, I don't remember that. I remember all the old Tom and Jerry's. I'd sit there. I thought they were great.
Oh, I think there was a movie, yeah.
Kim remembers the movie.
I remember that there was a movie in the theaters, yeah.
Yeah, because Ford loves to ensure you cannot replicate the changes. That's Dean. Well, see, back in the old days, I had 5-bolt bell housings and 6-bolt bell housings. That was the 289s. And that was just the beginning of it, but I didn't know that then. Jeez, Mike N. worked on this. He worked on this. Mercury makes everyone really crave underpowered recalled Yugos. You came up with that? If you want, spinach needs to be fresh. Yeah, you know, fresh spinach is a whole different thing. Fresh spinach is good. Canned spinach is like, how do you even explain what that's like? Why do they put that in cans?
And the old canned foods weren't anywhere.
Oh yeah, like and this is like 1950s.
They used to taste like tin something terrible.
This is like 1958 or 59 canned spinach. Oh my God. Raw Dog and his wife Olive Oil. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, she was hot, wasn't she? Olive Oil. Kevin Smith. I like boogers better. Looney Tunes. Mrs. One-Eyed Cat. I made it. Hello, hello, Mrs. One-Eyed Cat.
To the stream.
This time just swallow. That's the Navy's way. Okay, for those of you that are new in here, we're talking about Popeye swallowing his spinach, just like glug, glug, glug. And when I was a little kid, I had to have spinach, you know. So my mother didn't want to buy it for me. She finally bought me a can of spinach, and then I had to eat it. Never wanted that again. Until 35 minutes later, my boy was strong. Okay, Inspector Bruce, ad for top 5 magnesium. Its name says Merc is just a weird looking Ford, yeah. Kevin Smith, Miller Welder ads. Now there's an appropriate ad. Okay, both you get 2 points. Dean Stevenson says magnesium could make you go on fire, Bruce. Hey, yeah, Bruce, you ever have a magnesium fire? In all your years working on aircraft, you ever around when there's a magnesium fire? We had to have practice putting out metal fires, but we never had a metal fire to put out. You just spray a Type D fire extinguisher. Pitt says Mercury hasn't had a killer since the 68 Cougar. Oh, I don't know. I had a 67 Cougar, but it had Chevy in it. I put the Chevy in it. What else did Mercury have that was good? I kind of like these things. I think the Ford looks a little bit better, but they're so much the same it doesn't matter. This is starting to grow on me though, the Mercury version of it. Mexican Spec says my wife started buying spinach, but she isn't any stronger. Is it canned spinach? Does she drink it out of the can cold? I also don't hear the music when she eats it. Oh man. Hippie Long, I had a cheese ad. Goes with wine.
Cheese.
Oh, you know what else Mercury made that was really good? And it's kind of new, but kind of new for me, 21 years old now. Remember those Marauders in the early 2000s? Those really nice, what body is that? See, now I'm going to forget. I'm going to need help with this. The body like the police cars. What is that body? I should know that off the top of my head. But anyway, those last Marauders are pretty darn good. Mike N, does an anchor tattoo magically appear on her forearms? Right on, check out the new energy drink. It's like powder and it's called G1. It's really good for gut health and other things. It's disappearing. Man, this is going fast enough. I can't. I can't keep up with it.
You having problems reading it?
Yeah, it's scrolling by really fast. Oh, I've tried. It's like halfway up. It's gone already. But I just starting to read it. It was halfway up and it's already disappeared. We got a big
Tom
screen
Anderson's
here.
baking cookies.
Corvette frames are magnesium. My dad's 08 burned to the ground recently. Really? I thought those were aluminum. I was at the Corvette Museum and I thought they were aluminum. Raw Dog AG1 is probiotic drink with mineral and vitamins. Okay, I got to scroll. I'm going to miss some. Sorry. Retired. I haven't. I have seen the results of one though. Yeah, I've seen the results of one.
All right, guys. Don't tell.
Panther. That's right. Everybody, Panther. Okay. So there's like how many points do all these Panther people get? There's
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people said Panther.
Okay, all the people who took the time to type Panther because we're not paying attention, y'all get 2 points. Good job. And it's double points tonight, and I haven't awarded any, so you get 4. Okay.
So the point was the Panther Body Mercury Marauder was quite a car.
Okay. Don't show Buff Del Campo. I'm going to try this. It's not a permanent thing. You put this little thing in there, right? I've got the wire hooked there so I can retract it, right? And I've got a tiny little split right here so it's easy to start, okay? Then I've got this wooden dowel that's tapered. It's like, it gets smaller. And I've got it covered in tape because I had some tape.
So that's a wedge.
Right? Yeah. It's an expanding plug, right? So the doctor inserts this and it releases hormones, and then you can't get pregnant. You thought I was talking about your car.
Are we going to use that? Okay,
no,
let's see.
I'm not getting pregnant.
Oh, no. It was what came on the car. Motorcraft 2-barrel. Oh, this is bad. They're talking about carburetors.
Stick it in there. Fit in.
No.
Holy shit! Look at the size of this spider! Oh my god!
Well, see, that's the reason.
Come look!
I saw him run. Just dip him, throw him out of there. Just pick the thing up and shake him on the floor.
He might get away. He's covered in little baby spiders.
No.
All right.
Well, okay, let's grab something.
Keep an eye on him.
Hold it. Let me get something.
Switch to the other camera.
Well, I want that. If he's covered in little baby spiders, I want him in a container. And we're going to get rid of them. But we're not going
Switch to the other camera so they can see him.
I don't know what I'm doing. Kim, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's the one. There he is. He's huge.
Where is he?
You don't see him?
No.
He's right there.
Oh, I see. He is huge. Now what? Sheet metal time. No, this thing. Oh, little babies are getting away.
The little babies are everywhere.
There's a few little babies. But he's in here. Or she, whatever it is. Yeah, there's one running off right there. They're everywhere.
Oh my god!
They're going to turn into big spiders.
They're going outside.
Okay, this one's going outside.
Woo!
He's captured. She is captured.
Yikes! That was crazy. Crazy. That's the car I was underneath them. That's the thing I was underneath the car with. There's more little spiders everywhere.
Want some spray?
I don't know. Get this out of here.
Problems. More problems. Tired of problems.
Holy me freak. The spider was that big around. I'm not kidding. It was as big around as this thing.
It's about the size. The spider's about the size of a thermostat.
Oh. I don't like big spiders. No. Oh.
I bet you that spider's more scared of you than you are of him.
It better be.
Or her.
It's rightfully so.
Run, Kim, run! Buff gets a bite. Buff gets to something.
Freaking.
Can we get Kim a tarantula and let it crawl on her?
No.
We had a guy that was deployed in, where the hell was he? In Afghanistan. God, these things are on me, those little tiny ones. Jeez.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I had two of them on me. I just switched them off. So this guy, he had camel spiders, and he had a couple of camel spiders that he had, they just were in his room. In the room, there were tents with these, like, plywood dividers, if you call that a room. So he'd come back from the DFAC where they eat, and he gets some raw hamburger. And he'd bring it back and have these little pieces of raw hamburger. When we got back to his room, these camel spiders would come out and eat the hamburger out of his hand. And then the guy that was we had military officers over there in charge. That guy found out what was going on. He threw a fit. Get that thing out of here. Get those two camel spiders out of here. And then the commander killed him. This guy's really upset. But later he was in a proving ground with me. And he had a couple of tarantulas up there that he kept around. He was always playing with tarantulas. Has anybody ever seen a camel spider? They're huge. They're really big. Yeah, look up on Google Images. Look up camel spider, and you see people. They're big dudes. That's not a fix. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Shut up!
Oh, you're actually doing that?
No.
She's under the car. What are you doing, Kim? Don't do that.
All right.
Are you still messing with the spider?
No.
You're done.
I'm done.
Kevin Smith says, brown recluse, you need to worry. So, tomorrow, I don't even know if we have a car that runs anymore. The Jeep is down, my car's down.
Oh my God.
Your Dart, maybe we can go to the store and see if we can get a drain plug, one of those universal drain plugs that.
Call Tony, just cancel tomorrow. I'm not going down there. Just my van. My van's not going to make it.
No, you're not listening to me. You're thinking you know what I'm going to say. I said, tomorrow we can get in your Dart, go down to the store and get one of those drain plugs that's self-tapping. It's a little bit bigger. You're telling me to look at my phone. And then you tell me you're not going down there alone. And I'm saying I want to get you're upset now. Okay, I'm looking at my phone. What do I expect to see? Oh. Okay, just a second. I'm going to try to. Mexican Spec is sending us this. Is that a Mexican spider? I don't know how big that is. Pretty carved, huh? I hate to tell you, strip your oil filter too. Well, I guess we could get the oil filter on it.
No, we can't do anything but just sit here and talk to Chad because he's stressed. It's catastrophic. It's horrible. End of it.
No, why not? What's wrong with just getting the right thing? It doesn't fix tonight, I know. Mexican Spec Set says that's 4.5 inches across. That spider. Oh, and it's still in the house.
No, it is not 4.5 inches. Metric
Nana, nana.
inches?
Nana, nana. That's what you say when you're like sitting upside down. I have my cute huntsman spiders looking over the place. That's an Australian animal, I suppose.
Helicopters. Jeez. Mm.
Where is the drain plug? Is it still here somewhere? Oh, there it is. Well, I'm going to want to take it with me. Well, I need one of these that's it's a little bit larger and they self-tap. If they still have stuff like that. So I know you're disappointed. And it ruins the evening.
It does. We were supposed to be prepared. We thought we were going to do it.
Yep, we were supposed to be prepared, and now here we are with...
Can't do it because we need to buy more stuff. We always need to buy something. Can never just fix it. We always buy
stuff. I don't really want to... I don't know. You want
to buy a new engine. It's oil pan.
You want to jam that thing
Can't you just buy a new engine?
It'll come with a drain plug, I suppose. Or you get an engine and you have to put your own drain plug in it. So do you want to jam that thing in there, and that's what we'll do? Why are you so upset?
I'm sick of working on your car. It's always got to be something. It's catastrophic because of the oil pan. I don't know. I never had a car that was nice. Everything I owned was always junk. I had to patch it together and keep it going. It was always shit. I'd take it to the inspection station. They'd take none of the stuff that I worked on mattered because they found something else that they wouldn't give me my inspection, and I had to get a different car because they tell me it needed something that I couldn't possibly afford or do. And all of the stuff that I wasted my time on was worthless. It was like throwing money in a hole. So trying to do stuff right didn't matter. It was just get it done and get it back on the road. I would do something like this. I would figure out how to patch it up. I'd jam something in there and it would never leak again. And then the transmission would blow up because it had 200,000 miles and I was running it every day. And so it never came back. It was never a problem. So I don't really know how to work on anything that isn't garbage. I say it all the time. Everything we own is junk. I don't know how to work on anything. Like, you have standards. I never had standards. We couldn't afford to have standards. I grew up poor. Really poor. Like,
it's just we did all this nice work and then we're going to not do this. I don't know.
I was going to jam the plug in there so we could take it down to Tony's, but you're not going to be comfortable doing that, so there's no point in me doing it. If I do that, you're not going to take it to Tony's. So the only chance we have is to find the solution that you're comfortable with. And I don't like that, but I have no choice but to accept it because it's your car. And you're not going to drive it unless I fix it the way you want it done.
This line cat says, show it. Show what? The drain plug? The threads from the oil pan are in this.
No, they're not.
Or they were in this. Kim picked them. Well, there's still some in there. I can see them where you picked them out. There's a big old shard right there.
It's really not. That's not the pan. That's the threads on that. It was cross-threaded and crushed, and there's no threads on the bolt or on the pan.
The bolt threads are...
No, they're smashed.
No, and they're like shards sticking out of them. So you try to wipe it off, you get the shards stuck in your finger.
I mean, I just came from a different life. When I lived up north, even if you had a nice car, it was only good for 10 years. At the end of 10 years, it was so rotten, it didn't matter how nice you couldn't take care of it. Not if you were going to use it. Like, there's people who had nice cars, but they kept them in the garage in the winter, and they got a beater for the winter to drive.
Andrew Bud says there are options with that don't require removing the pan. Yeah, they used to. I don't know if they still make them. A drain plug like this, and it's slightly bigger, and it's just tapered a little bit on the end, and it cuts new threads, and you put it in, and it tightens up. And I've used those before, and I don't know if they still make them or not, but maybe they do.
No, it's both. I wish it was just the but whoever was messing with it, they must have got it cross-threaded, and they jammed it and twisted it and twisted it and twisted it and twisted it, and all the threads are just garbage. They're all bunged, both sides. Oh, you sent me a picture? Let me go get my phone.
Who sent who a picture? Wait, you got? Oh, I'm missing this. I'm lost. Oh,
I don't.
Dean Stevenson says it's disappeared already.
Where is it?
Andrew Button says, well, the nut on the bottom of the pan. Yeah, I don't have this stuff. I don't have nuts that big. I don't have bolts that big.
That looks like the spider that we just had to deal with. Well, what is that? That looks like that scary, hairy, longy leggy thing that we saw just now.
Oh, Hippie Long says it's at every parts store, Dorman product. You're talking about the slightly larger drain plug it's like tapered right at the beginning so it cuts threads. Is that what you're talking about? I mean, that's what I'll buy one of those and put it in. A wolf spider. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's.
So who sent that? That's New Zealand. That's Dean Stevenson sent that.
No.
Who sent that picture?
Wendy.
Oh, Wendy sent that picture. Oh, that's how she knew how to get hold of you. Okay. I thought maybe it was done through.
Us ladies have our phone numbers of each other, so we can send messages. It is. It's like a horror movie. That's what was on the floor. It was huge.
And the butt says wire field welder is essential with all car repairs. Yeah, we got a couple of them. We got a MIG, and we got a what do you call a splatter weld one, a flux core. Nuts are in buckets.
It came out of the safe at work. Well, that would discourage you from digging in.
Just close the safe. Nobody ever opened that safe again.
Well, yeah.
Let the burglars open the safe.
Set it on fire and walk away. I don't know. Some people like spiders. Some people like snakes. I'm really not a fan of coming across an unknown.
How bad was the Jeep? It stumbled a little, or it quit?
The Jeep.
You drove the Jeep, and you said...
I drove it just up the street, and it was like, it wouldn't go. I turned around and came
home.
Okay,
so it's not drivable. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can go to a Dorman store, but not now, and that ruins everything.
No, we go up to, what do you call it, the AutoZone. They got Dorman products there. They got a big old help thing we could probably get. Andrew Bud says, I do not like flux core welders. You know they have their place, because if you're outside and the gas is going to blow away and everything, they actually work okay out there. We have one. Kim really liked hers until she started using my MIG machine, and then now she always chooses the MIG machine as long as she's inside. But a car on my Buick is like Buff's car. Every product turns into a shit show. Every project. Every project turns into a shit show. That's, I worked on cars for a lot of my life, and then I went to airplanes. Every mechanical thing is like that. Everything is a shit show. And people that are not mechanics don't understand it. And when you start to have trouble, the first thing you hear from the customer is, can't you just? Can't you just? Can't you just? Can't you just? And it's somebody that's never held a wrench in their hand in their life. And it's like, I know what the answer is here. And I know it's not pleasant, but, this is one-eyed cat. I hate all bugs. Now, were you here? This is one-eyed cat. Wendy, were you here when I was talking about what I thought was a bug that ran across me? It was huge. But it wasn't a bug. It was a mouse, and it shot out the window of my car. I looked in the mirror, and I saw him running around in the street. So our mouse, I'm losing my voice. The mouse that was running around here in the shop somehow got in my car, and when we drove off, it left the car. Poor Kim is running out of steam on the Merc. Yep, she sure is. She's sick of this car. She wants to get other cars in here. That's how every car is. You bring it in here for a 10-minute job, and it ends up being 3 months. It's just how shit is.
I told you before that the plug was messed up.
I know.
I knew before we even got under the car that the plug was messed up.
Well, we should have bought it. But we really didn't know what we needed till we took it apart. Pitt says, flux core, 115 volt welders for $100. Can they do exhaust? Yes. Yeah, they make a lot of spatter and stuff.
It's not pretty.
They work fine,
It's not pretty, but you can make metal stick together with them.
Talos says, I have a solution. Tony, come to you. His engine he wants. Oh, well, the thing is we're going down there to take apart another engine, not the one that we got, but a different one.
It's generous of Tony to invite us down there.
It's really nice of him to do that. Mm-hmm. Patience is a virtue. Yeah, and I have no patience, but I know when I have to just suck it up, and I'm stuck.
She wasn't sorry. Yeah.
Specs of style. Tony was near them, but didn't have time to stop in. Tony's about an hour and 45 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
So it's a pretty good drive, He's never been up here.
Yeah, it's even if he was in Clarksville, he wasn't really that close.
What was cool is he called me and wanted to know if we could go get that engine, and it turned out the guy was not even in. He said he was in Clarksville, but he wasn't. He was out south end of Clarksville quite a ways. He wasn't very far from us. It was a very short drive over to his place. So it worked out well for us because it was an easy job to go get it. And the guy had a tractor, and he had forks on the tractor and just lifted up, stuck the engine in the car in her van. We took the engine hoist, never had to put it together. So.
Pitt, flux core is just if you've been using gas and you start using a flux core, you're going to hate it because it is messy and imprecise. It's poppy, so it's hard to see with your helmet because it's popping instead of a nice.
Have you ever used a stick welder? It's like a continuous speed stick welder with a small wire, and it spatters. Then you get to clean up the mess afterwards, and you really can't clean it all up. But it holds together just fine.
If you're doing exhaust for somebody, I mean, you could buy a cheap one, but get the gas kit. Because
get the gas kit, you'll love it.
Get the gas kit.
Then of course you got to buy gas, and gas is a pain.
I know the gas is going to cost more than a welder, because you can get one of those like Harbor Freight welders. Don't buy the cheapest one. Buy the next one up. It comes with a gas kit, a gas kit, not a gasket. A gas kit. I think it comes with a regulator. I mean, price it out. And get a bottle of gas, and it's worth it.
Let's see. Mike says, I just wanted to put a cam and heads on my 69 Camaro. I ended up rebuilding the whole front end. Well, that's how this thing was. Kim tried to do me a favor and plug an exhaust leak, and you know what happened? We ended up pulling the head off and a week of screwing around with it and putting studs and everything, got it back together. Right now, I feel really good about it. I feel it's so much better than it was before she started, because now if we got to take that exhaust off and put an expensive gasket on it, it's a 5-minute job, you know. It'll come right apart. I know everything will work.
Well,
Kevin says could be worse. You could be laying in the snow fixing a drain plug. I've done there and done that.
On spider friends.
Oh, you got more spiders? Oh,
Roaming around looking for his mom.
well, get some of that. What's that spray shit we have? Carburetor cleaner.
Spraying chemicals all over the damn place.
Dean Stevenson, I love Poppy Flux Core. I started stick welding.
I mean, if you're doing exhaust on a customer vehicle and they see that, you're going to look like a schmuck.
It says with Flux Core, the quality of the wire means everything. Yeah, it probably does. And I don't know enough about all the different wires and everything. I just know that I have a MIG machine and it's pretty nice. So I use it.
Yeah, I mean, I just have the wire that you buy at Hobo Freight, so that's all I know. But I know comparatively, because it's thicker wire so that they can flux core it.
Yep, here we go with ads. What are those exhaust gaskets? Exhaust manifold gas is so darn good. What are those things called? I wrote it down somewhere. Let's see.
Another one of those spiders. Not anymore.
Not any more spiders. Well, that out there on that bucket right outside is that little container that's got a lid on it.
Yeah.
And it's in there.
Well, we can put them in the freezer.
I don't want to torture them. I just want to take them somewhere like way away from here.
Oh yeah, that's good. No kill.
What is that stuff called? I'm looking. I thought I wrote it down.
You think they care? Oh, I had to look at
I know, you're in a bad mood now, so we're...
I'm trying to... I'm working myself.
You're working yourself out of it, huh?
I'll try and... They deserve better. They deserve better. You guys deserve better than me being a miserable cunt.
Jesus.
I will try.
You like taking us into the...
Demonetization
method. Let's see here. Somewhere, I don't know, somewhere I wrote it. I don't know where it is.
We'll find it when it's time.
So now we're going to have a discussion in here. FluxCore is trash and FluxCore is good.
Yeah.
And they're going to argue about it, yeah.
Okay.
And but Harbor Freight sells solid core. It works. Yeah, I've got a spool of solid core. It works fine. It came from Harbor Freight. What are those? Okay, somebody will know this answer. I think there's an exhaust manifold gasket. That's a company that makes them. They're a little pricey, but once you use them, they're always good. I can't think of the name of it. This one has a Velcro on it. Oh, Kevin Smith, man, Stargon gas. Yeah, Stargon. That was my favorite one. I use Stargon a lot, but I can't get it here. So we're using a mix with, argon and CO2, and it works fine. The Stargon was my favorite, and I really don't understand how Stargon works. Yeah, Remflex, you got it. Lester Saber gets a couple points there.
You can have 4 points, because that's pretty...
That's 4 points, yeah, Remflex gaskets. So if this ever leaks, if we get an exhaust leak from the exhaust manifold...
This wasn't even tight.
What's that?
This AC...
Okay, so if we ever get an exhaust manifold gasket, we could just pull the nuts off, slide that thing off, we'll put a Remflex gasket on it, put it back together. So let's see, what else are we all talking about? We all understand, Kim, we'd be upset too in your situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being grumpy though. I need to be better. You guys deserve better. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everybody.
Buddy Carfano says, bring a spider to Tony.
I'm not bringing Tony a spider. I don't think he'll really appreciate that.
Yeah, if any of you use Stargon gas, Down here where we buy our gas, they didn't even know what Stargon was, you know. And Stargon's really weird because it's a mix of argon and CO2, and it's got a tiny bit of oxygen in it. Doesn't make sense to me. But man, did that stuff work well. It worked just, that stuff was great. But what I'm using right now is pretty good too. And somebody else said argon gas. Argon's what you use with a TIG machine. Pitt says, here's the thing, fellas. Do I really need $1,000 plus welder at 3 different sites? Oh, well, they're probably more than that now. I paid $395 for my Hobart 140, and it was already set up for the gas. So then I need to buy a bar, you know. But I'm sure they're probably about $700 now. So yeah, you might have $1,000 in it with the.
Look, this even has a name on it. Uniroyal.
Oh, that's something else. Buddy Carfano sent me a link to the air conditioning hose. Man, it's not even close to what this looks like. It's yours is like a little tiny short hose with a.
I need to know what size this is and what thread this is.
Okay, so we're gonna measure it.
Figure that out?
We're gonna measure. Where did I put the? Oh, I walked away with the measurer. With the measurer. Do they give you choices or?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I know the diameter, is that enough, or do I need to know the thread pitch as well?
I need to know if it's a metric or a.
I need to know if it's.
I gotta know. How am I supposed to order a part?
And Wendy's taking off. Good night.
Thank you for being here.
Stargon is cheaper too. Is it really? Because Stargon was something I had to chase down.
Argon is really expensive, but you only need that.
Okay, here it is. Tavo says we get Argon 52 here. Argon with 2% oxygen and 5% CO2. That sounds like Stargon, what they call Stargon here. Wow, yeah, it's very similar. I couldn't believe they put oxygen in it, but it works. Okay, so you're not handing me.
Oh, get it off the car.
Okay, I'm scooting over here, but the thing is rolling backwards. Well, the diameter is 5/8. Oh, what size is this? What size was the nut? Was it? Oh no, you used the something without front.
See, on the side of the hose it says 5/16, 8 millimeter.
Yeah, but this is, I believe that is metric. That thing right there, I believe it's metric.
Okay, what about the diameter of the tube?
Well, it's pretty close to 5/8, but you know it's got threads. So
what about the diameter of the tube?
Oh, the tube. Okay, that's bigger than 5/8. That's some metric. The tube is. The tube is 375. It's 3/8.
It's not 8 millimeter?
Well, they're probably calling 8 millimeter and whatever that is. I mean, the hose says right on it 5/16 8 millimeter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they're just calling it the same thing.
It can't be the same thing because I have to buy parts. They have to match.
Okay, so whoever made this hose sells it to people as 8 millimeter or 5/16.
Okay, that's fine. So then we need to know the diameter of the thing, and we need to know the pitch of the thread pitch
so
or whatever it is.
Can we grab a wrench and see what this actually is? It's above. It's slightly bigger than 5/8. This nut. So then I'm saying that's probably metric. So if we find a metric.
Well, can't we use the thread pitch to see if it's a metric or SAE? Like that doesn't look like it's SAE thread pitch. This looks like it must be a different thread. See what I'm saying?
There's a tool around here somewhere that has a thread pitch gauge. There it is. Is that a thread pitch gauge? Open it up. It's SAE, but you at least be able to match it up. See what the thread pitch meant. If it's SAE, you'll be able to figure it out. Man, this concrete slopes, you don't notice it when you're walking, but when you're on something with wheels, it sends you off that direction. Tavo, what Tavo say? It sucks. Tavo, I have a permanent blister on my retina from flash burn. It's like a little magnifier, so let's say, oh, geez. Hippie Long, got to watch jury rigging. You're reliable for it. Oh, on a customer's car, never.
We don't have customers. We're not
I know,
shop.
we're doing it for ourselves. So then when something breaks and you go, I should have done it better. Dean Stevenson says, it needs a thread chaser.
This
Pitt
looks
says,
very, very much like it's 18. So would it be, what, 5/8 18?
Right.
Losing my mind.
And the only thread pitch thing we have is SAE. And I don't believe that's, I don't know. It's a mixed up car. It's like some of this and some of that.
Yeah. That's the lovely thing about everything switching to.
Yeah, they're not going to switch the whole car because they have things that are.
And when you look up parts for it, it won't even tell you. There's no listings for parts. Some of the parts.
No, you can't. You go by the listing and it's like doesn't exist. Buddy Carfano sent me one that was.
You're right, Andrew. The thread chasers are very useful and important tools to have.
Okay, Kim. This is a 16 millimeter nut. It's not a 5/8. It's a 16 millimeter. So this is likely to be a metric thread. I can imagine Ford putting 16 millimeter with an SAE thread on something, but probably not.
All right.
But the nut is a 16 millimeter.
Okay. So that means we're buying tubes for 8 millimeter, and then it's fitting for.
Let me grab I have a metric tool here. Maybe it'll work. It's electronic, so it doesn't always work because the batteries die. You know what happens with electronic calipers? They don't always work.
Taps or damaged threads, they have a different use. Chasers are about as essential as a socket to me. We have used taps as chasers, but I know they're not the same.
Of course it's dead. Of course it's dead. Because that's what always happens to electronic calipers.
Huffing and puffing.
So I bet I don't have any batteries for this. Why? Who would ever buy electronic calipers? Me. I was a dumbass.
They were cheap. You know why they were cheap?
That's why I use dial calipers. People look at me, young people look at me, and like, what's that thing?
What's that old man doing?
What's that old man doing? While they're looking for a battery, I already have it figured out.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you're in the same boat with the dumb kids. Don't work.
Okay, let's see where we're at. Sorry, everybody. I'm loud looking for everything, not paying attention. Dean Stevens says the UTG is right. Right about what?
Right about it.
Let's see here. I'm not caught up, so. Tawo says I was just holding a part in place for a coworker. He didn't warn me. He turned my head before he hit the trigger. Yeah. Capsule. Oh shit! It scrolled away already. I want to see that. Andrew Button says capsule damage shreds. They have different use. Chasers are about as essential as a socket to me.
Already read that.
Oh, okay. So you already read that. Oh. Dean Stevenson, furred being furred.
Furred being furred.
Hippie Lawn says I have a nut and bolt sizer thing. The Amazon was cheap. I don't have that. It's one more thing I gotta buy. You know, I had one of those that was hanging on something, but I don't know what happened to it. Oh, I had a nut and bolt selection. There was a thing hanging there that you screwed stuff into it. But I don't know what happened. I think that was the one that Gary Holloway and I had. But Gary died and his wife got rid of all that stuff. Let's see. Tao says, I have my dad's old vernier from the 1960s. Yeah, I used to use those too. I do like the dial calipers better. They're just quick, you know. But, see, Andrew Bud says, I have blister packets of batteries, so when one of my electronic thingies, like digital depth gauge and all that stuff, yeah, we've got to pack them down in the house. So they're in the house. But I'm not in the house. I'm here. And somehow I ended up out of the picture. How did I end up out of the picture?
I moved it so they could see.
Oh, you moved the camera. That's why.
Yeah,
okay.
You were working over here. You can move.
Okay. I thought the chair rolled away because this chair seems to roll. Pitt says I grew up in a mechanic shop. Does that make me a snob for picking up my analog Mitsubishi or NSK 47 times a day? Steve says electrics and battery operated tools. Well, you just took my battery out. Oh, to the rest of that.
Yeah. Where's that wrench you have?
It's in I put it away. It's a 16 millimeter. It should be right on top of the big metric. Well, the other one ends 16. I don't know if that ends 16.
Oh, in a minute.
It's weird. I don't think I ever used a 16 millimeter wrench. Well, I must have because I bought that wrench because the set came without a 16. So I had to go out and buy that separate wrench. Man, this thing is like turning green on us. Man, it makes a Studebaker look a really good color.
Oh, good.
But it makes everything like the front of my car look. Oh, it just popped back to the other color.
I need a stubby 19.
Stubby 19. Well, that's the same as a 3/4. It's within a couple of thousandths of a 3/4, so you use a stubby 3/4. Andrew Button, I have calipers everywhere and dial gauges too. I keep buying them and finding old ones. You know, I've had this pair. This is a dial caliper I got from, I think I got this from Harbor Freight. It's a Chinese one. But you know what?
It works in an emergency.
Yeah, this thing works so well. And what's really good, doesn't use a battery. It never fails. Everybody, can I work on a car without a dial gauge and a magnetic base? Oh, like a dial indicator. Measure everything. Yeah, we used to do that on aircraft.
Oh, look at that.
What's that?
Completely different fitting.
You're like, look at that. I can't see it. Yeah, okay. 60 millimeters, cleanest wrench in my box. Never used in 50 years. Well, you haven't worked on a Ford air conditioner. I keep buying Starrett tools. So Spit's like, yeah, those are good. Okay. Let's see what it is. I'm looking at it at the end. Why are you pointing it at me? Okay, there. Okay, so it's maybe the same thread, but it's a different.
The O-ring goes in here, and it's got a groove, and then the piece that
fits in the O-rings botched up.
No, the piece that fits on the O-rings on the other. The O-ring goes on the piece of tube.
Oh, and it's stuck in there. Yeah. Okay, we've got new O-rings. I've got a bunch of Viton O-rings in there, so we can replace that. Cordless caliper. Yeah, that's all I need is a cord hanging from it.
You said you think this might be cut off. I need to find that out, because if I have to buy that, I have to gotta figure out what it is.
Oh yeah, somebody clamped that on there. It says, "Oh, but my dial indicators are the cheapest shit. I need to upgrade those." See, that was something they actually had it when I was working on the aircraft. We had the magnetic dial indicators, and I don't have one here, and I haven't needed one yet. But yeah, I probably have and got by some other way. And that color's like popping in and out, whatever the automatic thing is. It's like now more green again.
Auto white balance.
Auto white balance. Yeah, and whatever decides to do that, is weird. But I intended to replace my Midget with Sterrett, but ended up buying Harbor Freight ones instead. When something lands on and smashes it, I use a different set. I don't know why Art. So you would replace Mitsutsu's with Sterrett, or is something wrong with the Mitsutsu's? Because I've never had a problem with Mitsutsu's stuff. And actually, these Harbor Freight dial calipers have been pretty damn good.
Come on. Really?
Oh, and also says, I have wonderful verniers, which are unfortunately not so useful, and all my friends have metric things. Yeah, I'd like to get, I don't know, I've never seen a pair of, a pair of dial calipers that's metric. I'm sure they're around, but all the metric ones seem to be electronic, which is really annoying to me. It took 2 cylinders 20 over with micrometer home and $40 digital bore gauge. Oh, I have a really good bore gauge. We used it a lot when we're like with figuring out the piston cylinder wall clearance on my Slant 6. Okay, Andrew says, I wore my Mitsutsuyo set out. I still have the red velvet box, though. Louis says, I really love Rugrats in Paris. The movie is one of my favorite movies of all time from 2000.
Yes, you do. I know, because you tell us every night.
So Mitsutsuyo's come in a velvet red box, or red velvet box. It's kind of like, what's that whiskey? Crown. It comes in a really nice bag.
That's so you know it's good.
I used to have a lot of those bags around to put parts in, because I had a friend that drank a lot of that stuff, and I drank some of it too. But he'd buy cases of that stuff. He had money, so he'd buy a case or cases of Crown, and he'd go, man, he'd finish one, go in the trash. I'd take the bag, and he'd open up the next one, And so I had a bunch of those. I don't know what happened to those bags. I'd see one around once in a while, but I used to put parts in them. But Carfano waited 2 weeks for parts. Repair guy showed up. Wrong part. Ice maker still broke. Well, we bought a refrigerator, and that's why we got a deal on it. The ice maker's broke, and now it's missing. But I don't care. It was $40 or $50 refrigerator. It was the best thing we had that day, and it's fine. I don't need the ice maker. I can make ice.
John Hart was telling me today that his ice maker is giving him fits.
His ice maker's giving him fits.
Yeah. He wants help with his ice maker.
Oh, jeez. Tavo still treat Dad's tools as he did. Occasional wipe over with light oil, always back in their sleeve or case. I dread what will happen to them when I go. Probably $5 on Marketplace. That's what I say, and that's one of the reasons I redid my will, because I said, all this stuff goes to my kids, and they're not mechanics. All these tools would end up garage sale for $5 or $10 or something. So what I did was I left them to Kim. Kim gets all this because she knows what to do with it.
Not the house or anything.
No, she gets all the tools because she understands what to use them for. They won't go to some $50 on Marketplace or something. That'd be a travesty. My dad gave me some tools. He didn't have a lot of tools, but he gave me some. He gave me a pair of dividers and some other things that I have of his. But his tools, he had like a set of wrenches and a few things. Craftsman, he had Craftsman wrenches. That was about it. Some Craftsman screwdrivers, but not a. He just had them for like if he had to fix something around the house or something. But he worked on at work. He worked on linotype machines, and they had tools there. God, those were German. I think the linotype machines were German, so you're probably using metric back then. I think linotypes were metric or German. The linotype's German. Does anybody know what a linotype machine is? I'm really not sure.
I don't know. We probably done.
You want to be done.
It's all right. What is it, 2 in the morning?
It's 12:15.
Why does that clock say 2:50?
Because that clock's wrong.
Oh. All right. Well, there are people still here commenting?
25 of them. Yeah.
All right. If you want to stay.
If you want, I like Nancy Drew more than the Hardy Boys. Better stories. You know, when I was a little kid, I was in Cub Scouts and I had to read books. I always read the Hardy Boys books. There was a Hardy Boys. Oh man, I had to have that book and I had to order. It was called the Shortwave Mystery, and I thought that was like the coolest thing because I liked shortwave radios, or I wanted to like them, but I didn't have one yet. After that, I had to go buy one.
That looks like the right kind of fitting. Can we reuse that?
Oh, this is a fitting that is meant for that. See this? It's got those bitey things on it.
You're so far off the screen.
I'm so far off the screen.
Other direction.
Well, I could do that.
Yeah.
But they can see it. So this is the correct thing. Linotype is like a print transfer sort of process. It's a thing that makes the lead print line by line by line. See, my dad taught classes on how to use those things. So I'd go to the school and they had linotypes and they're all this ching, 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 ching noise. They're noisy things. I watched all these students working on the linotype machines. Okay. That was back in the day. Yeah, that's good. What about the other end? Same thing?
The other end's a real...
Oh, the other end's a real print.
Yes. And I can cut this off with an angle grinder without ruining this piece of thing, but I can't put another one of these.
Well, let's see well, we might be able to slide one on with a clamp if it's got ridges. And it may have ridges. Let's lop that off there. Yeah, let's lop that off there. And then we can just make up our own.
I gotta cut
this. Pitznai says, Nancy Drew was way better. You know why I don't know that? Never read a Nancy Drew.
That's because they were marketed for girls, and he wasn't reading those girl books.
Tim says, remember the Bobbsey twins? I remember that name, but I don't know who they are. I got to put a cough drop in my mouth.
My mom had some of those books in the attic.
My throat has had it. Okay, I got to turn this camera a little bit. Kim's right. Turn the camera.
My mom had those books in the attic.
Mexican Spec says, did I hear ruffles? Ruffles have ridges. Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's saying that now. Ruffles have ridges.
What are they talking about?
That little fitting you're trying to liberate from that crimp. I used to say that I'd reach over to in the old days, you couldn't reach in because the steel wheels, take the steel wheel off, run your hand across the backside of somebody's brake rotor. And I'd go, ruffles have ridges. And maybe we'd be able to turn the rotor, but usually not, because rotors, by the time they've got ridges, they're beyond what you can turn. On my own cars, I did pad slaps on things like that and just lived with it. But
what kind of hose do they use in air conditioning? Is this the same as hydraulic hose?
Could be. Pretty high pressure stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what a grinder is.
It's over by the wood cabinet. Last time I saw
right where I was at.
I saw it over by the wood cabinet earlier today. Bobsy Twins is just was just a series of books we got from the school in the late 50s and early 60s. Yeah, see, I never saw those. And Pitt says Bobsy Twins is more elementary, middle school.
Yeah, I remember seeing them.
Mexican Spec, we have Ruffles, but they aren't sold everywhere.
Nancy Drew before Nancy Drew was Nancy Drew, I think.
They come in regular cheese and a few we have with chili, or I think that's what you're saying. Josh Holman's there. Hey, welcome. Louis says, did you about Hot Wheels? Did you about Hot Wheels from the 1969 TV show? I'm not sure exactly what you mean there, but probably not. I had Hot Wheels, like played with them a little bit when I was a kid, but mostly I built 1/25th scale models. I built 1/25th scale models till I got a driver's license, and then after that, I needed a job so I could have a car, and I needed a car so I get to work, and it's been a vicious circle ever since.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Gotta make more money so you can buy more cocaine, so you can put on more roofing, so you can make more cane, so you can buy more cocaine, so you can go to work.
Geez.
So you can make more money.
I never
put on more roofs, so you can buy more cocaine.
I never knew that.
That's the.
Oh, so anyway, my big sis used to annoy me slamming her bedroom door. Also snitched on me for something to deflect bad things, and I was like, next time you do that, everything falls down. Buddy Carpal, Ruffles go good with onion dip. Oh man, you know what I used to like? I take, and I suppose everybody does this. You get sour cream and you get onion soup mix and mix it up. That made the best onion dip. Man, does that stink?
Yeah, I burned.
It burned the hose, yeah, but you know that's I knew what happened. Patrick Sullivan, we got a channel WKPR from St. Louis. They ran. I thought you were going to say WKRP. WKPR from St. Louis. They ran all the ancient stuff as a kid. It was great. Yeah, I was a little kid. You know what I liked when I was a little kid? And my brother and I, same thing. We'd come in there in the afternoon. We'd play outside or something in the afternoon. I don't remember what time it was. We hit the TV, lay down on the floor with a black and white TV, one of those real low to the ground black and white TVs. We had the big one, the 23-inch. So we watched Mike Nelson and Sea Hunt. And man, we watch them, and then they'd be reruns again. We watch them again. Kim says, looks like Kim got rid of the spiders and got a snake. Yeah, now she's over there cutting a snake apart.
Mm-hmm. Captured the snake.
Talo says, I got my first scale model at 6. Got a new one every month after that. Airfix 132nd. I built like one 132nd. Even remember they cost 36 cents. I had to sell my pocket money. Oh, it's the right thing. We can clamp those together with those fancy clamps. Ooh, that's bent a little bit. It'll work.
It was bent before.
It was bent before. So this, we can reuse these. All we need is the hose, and we've got some clamps. The only thing we need on this is the kit to make it R134. If you want to hook the gauges up so we can see the high side. And I have O-rings. I have those nice O-rings.
All right.
So we need to know how long that is. Oh, I was going to say, hand that to me. And I will. Where is the? I had a measuring tape here. I probably put it away. I'll go get it. See how long that is. You think they sell it in inches or millimeters?
Millimeters. WKRP in Cincinnati. I'm at. Who remembers TV going off at night? I remember when some of the channels went off late at night.
Oh yeah, I remember watching it go off, and they play the national anthem in the U.S. and then they go blank, and I need more. I need more.
No, Mike, we've
41 inches.
We've conceded defeat in regard to the oil pan tonight. We are measuring air conditioning hoses because I needed to know what to order so that we could fix it, and we can't order just the hose for this car. There's no listing, no one has it. But you can buy all the pieces, but it looks like we'll be able to use the ends as long as we have a.
Where's the other piece?
Conversion fitting. The other piece of what?
There's another end. I want to put them together.
Well, don't we want to put them back on the car and plug the ends?
Yeah, or plug something in and put something in there. Yeah, you can do that. I was going to say we'll take this and this to the store tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll buy it.
Well,
or we can order this stuff online, not have to go to the store. I could order both these online. The hose and the drain plug.
Well, I think they're separate issues.
They're separate issues.
Yeah, they're not the same job code or whatever.
The same job code. This is not the military. We don't need job codes. Yeah, do you want to make it 2 separate orders instead of 1?
Well, what I'm saying is if we can get the oil drain plug tomorrow, we can put it in.
And we can order this for later.
Yeah, because changing out the AC, we're not going to have that done for tomorrow.
Okay.
Either way.
So you want to reinstall these and put some caps on them. I think I might have caps that'll fit.
And I need O-rings as well.
Okay. Well,
because I lost the O-rings. Oh, no, here's one of them.
I'll just bring the box.
Okay. Because I was thinking we might be able to get hose, but we're not going to have time to install the compressor and all that. We do not.
No, we don't want to.
Right.
Run around.
So, I just wanted to know what we need. I can order that stuff. It'll come in 2 days through Amazon. Real fast. And then we can work on the air conditioning next Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Being on all night is a waste of money. You know what, Josh? Late at night, a lot of the stations, they sell their airtime to like those infomercial people and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they don't.
That's what they used to do. They didn't go off the air because they could charge a bundle to run info.
Or Christian
messaging.
Yeah, Christian ministers and stuff that want to pay for airtime, they let them pay for it.
Yeah, or I don't know, they might be able to do a tax write-off if they give the. Oh, so I need 2 that fit over that.
Oh, I thought it had to fit.
And I have one right here as an example. Okay.
Remember what I bought these for?
No.
We fixed Tony's pressure washer.
Is that where we got those?
Oh, I took him down there and did it.
Okay.
Because I said to him, Tony, your pressure washer's leaking. He goes, oh, come on. He's getting pissed off because I'm complaining about a free pressure washer that he's letting me use. I said, no, wait a minute. Don't get upset. I said, I bought O-rings and brought it down here and I took it apart and we fixed it. It doesn't leak anymore. Works great. He goes, And he walked away.
Mexican Spec says, don't be tired for tomorrow's trip, guys. Yeah, that's why we don't want to leave the AC system open.
I can't pick that.
Is this the size? Or
I don't know. I'm trying to...
We need to put...
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, sweating to the oldies infomercials. You guys remember. What were your favorite infomercials? Everybody had it, or not, maybe you're not your favorite, but the one that was always on that you didn't want to be, you were like, oh man, it's a stupid infomercial. There were some bad ones. I remember the ShamWow guy.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah, and there was the Pillow guy. Remember, he got into all kind of political.
What about the Vegematics?
No, that was a fake infomercial by.
No, that was Sledge-O-Matic. It was a rip-off of Vegematic, which is a real one.
Oh no, that was Vegevitamin.
Oh, Vitamata
That was Lucille
that
Ball.
was Lucille Ball. Here, I got another one.
Oh, it's not.
Vitamita
This isn't
Vegemin.
the size anyways. I'm almost sure. Okay, here.
Well, the other one was too small, so I'm going up a size. You're not happy with it already.
Josh says, I didn't know there were that many graveyard shift workers these days. There's not as many 24-hour places.
Open your hand. I know, it's a little bit small.
Yeah, it's too small. I don't think that's going to be the right size. Ginsu Super Ginsu knives. Man, that guy would chop. Yeah, they made video games where you get to chop things. Jimmy Swaggart was Jerry Lee Lewis's first cousin. I did not know that. Mike.
That's right. Sure was.
Mr. Microphone? I never heard of that one. Girls Gone Wild. I remember that was that's how they sold those, was through
Girls
infomercials.
Gone Wild. I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot that was an infomercial. Of course it was.
Kim, look at this. There's an empty spot between that and that.
You're kidding.
No.
Well, let me see how much this one expands when I put it on that one. Maybe the smaller one is okay.
Yeah, it's because it's a little thicker, and those are a little stretchy. Oh, why am my throat's giving me hell tonight?
I mean, it looks like it.
Pitt, I impregnated that Fondagal with my first sweaty, watery gyrations.
Pitt! You can't say stuff like that. Pitt, delete that. Delete your own message before I ask a moderator to do it. You can't say that.
I read it already.
I know. Why'd you?
Well, because I didn't read the whole thing. I just read it as I did it. Bowflex. That's another one.
Take it down.
Okay.
Pitt, you've always been on good behavior, so I just assumed that
I was going to leave it there.
It's the late talking, but you can't say stuff like that.
Yeah, because you know what'll happen is that I don't know. I don't really know what'll happen.
Well, we have to draw.
You let out with a couple of good ones tonight already.
Well,
let's see here. Do you see if I cut through a whole light cannon? Oh, the knives. That was PG-13, says Pitt. Okay.
I don't know, Pitt. That was a little bit.
I didn't think it was that
NC-17.
bad. I think there's some stuff I've seen much worse.
Yeah, there's stuff that's worse. You're right.
Tim says, I have an exercise machine much older than Bowflex. It's a Soloflex. I still use it.
I remember the Soloflex.
Spec says, Pitt, but now we have a picture of you with an 80-year-old. She's older than that, I think. She's not looking so good anymore. Oh, she made me so upset. I don't even want to talk about her. It gets too political. Although she apologized years later, but didn't do us any good. Yeah.
She felt strongly about it.
Yeah.
There's lots of things I feel strongly about, but I don't know nothing about them. It's probably better to keep my mouth shut. I think I know something, but do I? Do I know anything? I want things to be better, but I don't always know the best.
Tim says, it's in my garage in front of my new engine.
What is?
Probably his whatever that
His
machine.
Super
No, his Soloflex.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, what'd I miss?
Not a thing.
What'd you miss? Where were you?
We couldn't fix the stupid.
Oh, at least they were American.
Show them the oil plug.
They were American made. pit. Yeah, I think that's the first pick of me with an 80-year-old. So I don't know if you guys got the cell phone scams over there. TV ad for great new ringtones. You dial the number to get it sent. Then before you knew it, the new one's sent every day at $3.95 on your phone bill. Oh, geez. Dean Stevenson. I thought Curry was pretty good. Yeah, but better to keep my mouth shut. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I should have known that it was gonna all go astray when Girls Gone Wild got out.
Girls Gone Wild. Well, it doesn't sound so bad, but then you kind of knew what it was.
We all knew.
Okay, I'm going to move these over while you're fussing around with that. I'm going to mess with this. Because there's more to this project.
Oh, yeah, see if we can figure that out.
Oh, Kim, this is great. This is perfect. Where's the other one?
You got one?
Yeah, this will just it'll keep the moisture out.
I need another one of these.
Which one?
This one, just like the one.
This one? I think this is it.
Yeah.
Hey, you might put a little oil on there, make it blow on there nice. Just put a little WD or something on there. Or what is that other stuff called?
Nothing
This
in
stuff.
between, huh?
This stuff.
That won't dissolve these?
Power lube. God, I hope not. Kevin says, I don't get tired till 7 a.m. Yeah, that's how I am. Sun starts coming up and I'm out. That's years of loving working on midnight shift. But I didn't always get midnight shift. But man, when I did, I just thrived. During the day, it was tough for me. Dean, I'm not talking. Okay, we're not. Kim would probably delete that.
Oh, yeah, there's no trouble.
Cup size, like you're drinking.
Oh, yeah, that one fits in there just right.
Okay.
Hopefully it goes on there.
Yeah, but what we need to do is put it on the male side. Okay, so I can put these away. We're done with these.
I need another one of these things.
Another one?
Oh, I need this one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
okay, so this can go away.
Everything else can get put away.
See, I have this very nice. I can show it from the bottom. I can show it from this side. O-ring set. These things are from Harbor Freight, and they're really handy to have around. They're cheap, and they have assortments like this, O-rings and cotter pins and about every kind of assortment you can think. And this one right here.
Girls Gone Wild is an Amish video.
This one's vacuum caps. This one I don't think I got from Harbor Freight. I think I got it from Amazon. But it's just an assortment of vacuum caps. And that's what we're plugging that off with so no moisture gets in because she cut the hose off of it. And then we'll buy the hose. And is there an R134 kit that you can put on that one? I don't know.
Yeah, there's conversion kits.
So it just screws onto the R12 thing, and the other one's already converted. So
the other one's already got a conversion cap.
Talo says copper washer grab kit. I don't think I have one. Hippie Long says I'm from Amish country. So you're from
Girls Gone Mild, and I said that's
Girls Gone Mild. Okay, so you're from Pennsylvania or Ohio?
I said that's the Amish video version of Girls.
No, they just do it in secret.
There's a lot of funny ones.
Okay, I can put this back.
All that can go back.
All this can go back. Okay.
Yeah,
So all we need is the. How long did I say that hose was? 41 inches. So we need a piece of 8mm ID or 5/16 ID air conditioning hose. It's 41 inches long. and we have the clamps, and we have
new O-rings in it.
And we need the R134 kit for the high side.
We've got a couple of these cans of R134. I don't know how many pounds of this stuff you need.
Well, you need more than 2 cans. Okay, let's see. It says, I'd go Amish for a proper wife and a nice barn.
You know what? That's something that's really good Amish women. It's a shame. It's not an easy life.
I had a girlfriend for a while, kind of a girlfriend, close friend. It was a woman. Okay. And she grew up Amish, but she
decided to leave?
When they have that chance to leave and they come back, she didn't go back. And there's a lot of them don't. So I knew her long after that. She and I went, you remember when, I don't know if you remember this, when the first year the Cleveland Indians, back when they were the Indians, were in the World Series. She and I watched the World Series together that year. So we were friends, you know.
I worked with an Amish man that was, he had left. But he was working as a plumber. And you had to be careful what you said around him because he would be shocked.
Shocked.
Yeah, like even though he chose to leave the lifestyle, growing up in that situation, it's very different. We sell quilts at discount price, living in an Amish paradise.
I'm gonna bring over a couple more, sort.
You know, the thing I like about that song is that it's amusing, but I don't think it's degrading or demeaning of Amish people. Like it's funny, but it's not like he doesn't say things that are like untrue or hateful towards them. And I think I like Weird Al. His
Paul was asking about these. I don't have washers, but I have some other ones. I have like this grommet kit and E-clips, all different sizes, and these kind of clips, whatever those are called.
Those are inside clips.
So anyway, I got all kinds of these things, and every time I see something I don't have, I just pick them up because they're cheap and they're really nice to have when you need them.
Raised up on a Monday, soon I'll raise another. Oh, wow. They drag race? I don't see why they wouldn't drag race.
Oh, I got it, so I can't get stuff.
Oh, they drag race cars? How did they do that? Cabo says he has a stack of them things on the shelf.
Yeah, here's another one. This one I've never opened, but it's a bunch of glass fuses.
The cost of one of those kits will save you one trip. Like if we had a box of various size replacement drain plugs.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
It would have saved us it would have saved the whole street, you know. When we buy one, we should buy every one they have on the shelf. Olive says, I do feel like Amish people could laugh along with that.
They probably some do.
They do value very much their ability to find humor and not. I don't know though. Sometimes it's really hard when people say things that might be critical.
Well,
but it's not hateful. It's just amusing. Come on, folks. That is a perfect story. Yeah, Pitt, write a book.
What is this, Dean says?
No, Pit Sniper, up the top.
Oh, no, I was reading what Dean wrote at the bottom.
What's Dean? Pimp My Bride? No.
That's what I was thinking. No. What are you writing, Dean?
Mike says some Amish drove cars. See, where I knew the Amish, where I saw Amish people, they had buggies. Mennonites drive cars. That might be.
My brother's Mennonite. Yeah, he has a car, he has TV, all that kind of stuff. But his wife's family showed up, and they didn't. And they got to the house, and they walked in and went, "Oh, you have a TV?" My brother's like, "Yeah."
But the Amish, when they came to work, because they would do the framing on new home construction, and they would use electric saws and things like that sometimes. But
Nail guns?
No, they didn't use nail guns. I don't remember. I think when they were doing roofing, they'd use whatever tools they were supposed to use. But they would hire someone to drive the bus, or the church van.
The van, that's what I remember, showing up in vans.
They would come in a van, and the guy who drove the van was not Amish. He was somebody who lived near the community and worked for them. And he would drive them out, and then he would park, he'd sleep in the van during the day while they worked, because the Amish people wouldn't drive. So.
Well, Inspector Bruce says Amish can drive someone else's vehicle. They cannot own one. Well, and that may be the case. I don't know. I remember they had drivers that brought them, but I don't know if those are Amish people or not.
And there's different,
and there's different
varieties of Amish,
different
denominations.
Different rules depending on
some of them are more and less strict, because sometimes it becomes very impractical. Like, you have to earn a living and live a life. They can't be completely,
Oh, says, I'm of another minority religion. Oh, it's funny, depends a lot on getting it.
Yeah.
My brother's Mennonite is he's Mennonite. I mean, you go to Mennonite church. I've been to him. He's retired now, but he gave a pretty good sermon, because he had a PhD in theology, and it was like the best. He'd go on for about 20, 25 minutes sermon, and it'd be like the best history lesson you ever heard. And I told him one time, I said, going to your church is really something. He goes, well, I'm a little different, because, I treat it like a history lesson, because I'd say by the time you're finished, it's like, you're finished already? Usually I'm trying to get out of church. And with him, I was like, man, don't stop now. He goes, well, next week. Okay. So
Tavo says, I see a hubcap, and I want it painted black.
What hubcap?
I think it's an Amish reference.
Oh, I see.
The person with the pink slip is an accomplice? Perhaps. Buddy Garfano says his uncle's parts hoard saved many of my late night projects. The thing of it is we're in a situation where, if we had to get the car going, that thing with the taper...
Oh, that would be fine if you had to.
It would get us to work in the morning if that's what we had to do. But we don't really. We could still fall back on that plan, but he doesn't like it. We got to fix it anyway, so we're going to see it tomorrow morning.
Well, yeah, and then if we fix it like that, put oil in it, then what do we have to do? We have to fix it right and drain the oil out of it. So we're draining clear oil out, or I'm driving around worrying about some plug that probably will stay in. I don't know.
We could just drive the Dart down. Tony'd probably like to see that, too.
Yeah, I mean, that would be... Oh, Mexican Spec says, adios. See you tomorrow, Buff and Kid. Yeah, I'll see you on Tony's live.
Yeah, we'll be at Tony's place in the evening. So anybody who check that out.
My guess is that Kim and I will be helping disassemble an engine or horsing around or something.
Hang around.
Yeah, just getting in the way.
Getting in the way. Be trouble. Try and sponge off Tony's fame. I'm just going to stay out of the way. He and Tony have known each other for a long time, and they'll probably do some catching up.
It's because of Tony that I met her. Because
that's true. Yeah.
He told me about you doing the
supercharger.
The supercharger, making it out of an oil pump. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. And so I went and started watching her, and then I'm watching her fix the bottom of her van where it was rusted through, and she made like a big old sheet metal brake out of some 2x6s or 2x8s or something. And then I just had to meet her, but I didn't know how to, and she showed up at No Name Nationals. But anyways, because of Tony that I met her. Otherwise, I wouldn't even known to go find her.
Spider, get off of me! Spider on my boob.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, it was an ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
This is the wrong number of legs. Man, those little tiny baby spiders or something.
Oh, man. Hey, we got an ad coming. You want to skip that?
Yeah, skip it, and then what? We're gonna.
I think we're going to sign off. Thank you, Kevin and Mexican Spec, for being moderators.
Where am I going to put this sharp, nasty thing? I want to get
We have to take it with us.
I want to take that sharp thing off there because it's dangerous.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
We'll give you an update. We're definitely going down to Tony's tomorrow, whether we take a car or just the van. The plan was to take one of the cars because Tony would like to see them.
Well, I know he hasn't seen my Fox
And
body.
so we had a chase car because both the car and the van, everything.
Everything's dubious.
Everything we own is junk.
Kim, I don't know.
Ortho Home Defense. I can't hose myself down with it.
I don't know how to get this out of there. Got any suggestions? Man, here's a nice looking nut.
What are you trying to get out of there?
I just found a really cool looking nut. What is that for? That's a nice looking little thing. Has its own lock nut.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but this thing, see, there's this sharp thing sticking out of there. I've already cut myself on it. I tried to do it with that, and I couldn't get a grip with that. Not my rear end. What? You're talking about your car, not your rear end? Oh, it never gets dry enough. Spread some diatomaceous earth stuff. If it ever gets dry enough, spread some diatomaceous earth stuff. I've got some of that.
Okay.
Diatomaceous earth. That's what my sister's got a degree in horticulture, and she had me buy some of that for a problem I was having. Man, did that work? Bugs quit eating that plant.
I mean, the reality of it is you can do what you want. The bugs, we're in Tennessee in the summertime. There's going to be bugs. You can count on it. Bank on it.
So did that thing fall out or what?
So I broke it off and tapped it down.
Oh, it's still got a loose piece, yeah. Oh, it's still sharp as hell, but okay. I need to put this in something. Oh, I know. I got those plastic
That's what
bags.
she said.
I'll just grab a plastic. Oh, Dean Stevenson got moderated?
Dean.
What did he say?
I know.
I gotta.
It's getting late. Oh, we got a lot of moderated. Jeez.
Oh, he's okay. He didn't say anything bad. He just got.
He's troublesome.
He's just trying to get Kevin to motivate him, and he.
You guys are fun.
Motivate.
I'm sorry I was miserable earlier.
That's what I said. I said motivate.
Don't let the bag of bugs bite, or the spiders, or the snakes, or the ants. I'll make him post an update of the oil plug tomorrow once we get the replacement. Before you stick it in, we're gonna have to do a short. Try and remember, okay?
Oh God, I'm late for my short. I am. I gotta go put
we have
short
so
up.
much to do, guys.
I have forgotten about putting my short up tonight. I gotta go get that done.
We'll be back on Tuesday night at our regular stream, and we appreciate everybody. Thanks.
So everybody watch. So in about a half hour, everybody watch the short I put up, so I don't completely flop. Because if I don't put it up at midnight, man, I get like 6 hits on it. If it's late like this.
Don't stay up for the short. It's a terrible short. Watch it in the morning.
Okay, so everybody, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're getting out of hand.
Say goodnight, Cam.